Good morning, everyone. This is Ponzi Patrol. This is where I go and have a look to see what's happening in Ponzi land. And I go to around about 100 different Zoom meetings that could pop up live at any time. And we go in there and we cause as much havoc as we can or disruption. Because that's what I believe you need to do to stop these scams doing what they do. So welcome to the morning show. It is 7:03 a.m. here in New Zealand, where I'm based. And we will now go and find some Zoom meetings that are happening. Now, I do have a couple that I haven't been to for a wee while, which may be live, and I will actually go straight into one of those ones just to see what happens. And I've got to think of the password now. What is it? And we'll see if we can get in here first. Right, so we've got one, and we will check out and make sure we've got it all sussed. Alrighty, so let me get just transparent with you. What we do is we go to my bookmarks, and you'll see I've got Zoom meetings here. And I literally right-click on them and open all 40 at the same time. And away they go. Then I go to Ponzi Patrol, which is the fun ones, and I go open all 49 meetings. So we're now actually opening, let's work that out. Oh, brain's not quite working yet. 89 different meetings all at the same time. And then we also have ones that require a password for us to access. So we'll open all those as well. So now we're up to 89, 93, 103 different meetings. So I'll just make sure I get all those open. Did I already do those? Now I'm using the latest MacBook. I've just bought a new one, and I can actually open up that many tabs and get in here and broadcast on 7 different platforms. Hello everyone in the chat room, nice to see you here. Don't know what we'll find. I thought I'd just go live with no real agenda, and we'll see what happens. So let's some other things I need to do at the moment. I can't think, my brain's not working. Oh dear me. All right, let's see what we can find. Now I like to be transparent and show you what we're doing. So these are my bookmarks, as they say. Did I actually get them open? I did. Oh, that's great. All right. Well, let's do the horrible stuff first. I'll put these on different windows and make sure that we can get into all the ones that require us to have a password and get them out of the way, as they say. So let's go here and go back. Right. So that's Brian. So the first one will be, so that's Legend, which I've already got. So I'm just going to shut that one down. And then we're going to go straight into this one. This one here, every one of these meetings you need a password to get into, because they like to have passwords because they don't like people going into their meeting and broadcasting their meetings live. And I've already got that wrong. So let's just see if we can get that right so I know where to start. That is 1, 2, 3. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3. That's good. All right, let's get rid of that one. And 1, 2, 3. So we're up to 1, 2, 3. And then we're up to 3, 6, 9. And now we've got some really high-tech ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're logging into meetings, finding people who are running or promoting Ponzi schemes or scams. Our goal is to cause some disruption, and away we go laughing. And we're just getting ourselves warmed up here today. If you've just joined us, that's wonderful. If you haven't seen the Bloomberg mini documentary, am I saying that? Really documentary, let me know and I'll put the link in the chat room. But it's certainly something that I'm really proud of at the moment. But they did a wee documentary on Sam Lee and featured me as somebody who's been going after him for a few years. So 3 years of chasing down scammers has paid off. And if you're not familiar with what's happening with Sam Lee, he's just allowed to go free in Dubai. So it's no one's really stopping any of these guys. Now, freedom. Oh, that's wrong. They changed their password. Oh, surely they haven't changed their password. I'll just try 2024, make sure I've got the right one. 25. So something's not right there. Somebody's updated their password. How dare they change their password? Ah, that's the wrong one. That's why. Edit gold 20-6. Now that would be a horrible password to have to tell people, wouldn't it? But that's what they've got that one as. So if you want to help us out with passwords or usernames to anything that you think that might be a scam, by all means, go to my website, and I'll show you that in a minute. Now we're off to 2000. Oops, 2000. And then we're off to 2024. I do like looking at the names of some of these rooms that they call you. Make that one back there actually said, turn $100 into 100,000 now. That's not a scam. No, that's a legitimate business opportunity, isn't it? Oh dear. Now what have we got? This should be 0000. All right, let's see if we got them all. 1, 2, 3. I think we've missed one. No. Right. So now we can just click in there and go through here and just keep doing this. Shut down those ones. And we'll find a live meeting happening soon. It's 7. They would have started already because it's 7 a.m. We're probably going to find Ride B&B. Some of these scams are quite prolific. And that's one of them is actually, I saw it actually, they had a different name for Ride B&B. Rain B&B, I think they called it. I thought, oh, they rebranded themselves. But then I saw people had the same logos as Ride B&B. So sometimes we don't actually know what they're actually promoting. Sometimes it's in Indian, sometimes it's in German, sometimes it's Spanish, and it gets really fun. And then I lose all my people who are viewing what I'm doing because, but there will be a meeting that's live at the moment because there'll be somebody out there who wants to collect the commissions that they get for promoting these programs. And they call it multi-level marketing. Selling shit is what they're actually doing. They're selling a digital product or something that they think that people need in their lives, and they're happy to get the money for it along the way. Now I've just noticed something here. I'm just going to see if I can fix up Google bookmarks, Zoom, and I'll see there's a little bit of a problem here with the way this is looking. So I'm just going to go here, and we've got automatic. Let's go for that one there. No, that's not going to work. Let's go that one there, and then so we go like that. Fix up the windows. I had all this tickly boo the other day. I don't know what I did. Oh, you're telling me I can't shrink that? Oh, yeah, I can shrink that now. But now we go. Whoops. No. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Let's go back to what we had. Bookmarks? No. What's happening there? USB video. That one there. It's all gone pear-shaped. Google. Show. Current window. Something's gone wrong here. Zoom. Oh, that's better. What happened then? Playing up. They've just upgraded this thing I use called Ecamm. It's absolutely brilliant. Really recommend it if you're doing live streaming. I'm actually live streaming on 7 different platforms at the moment, and I can do, screen changing, all sorts of things. See, I can just flip from there to there. It's a wee bit laggy today, but I have actually got over 100 web browsers open, and normally smoke would have been coming up from the back of the computer as I did that. And but yeah, not now. But now you can see that I've lost the browser window. That's not my office, by the way, just in case you're thinking I'm trying to show off my $10 million studio. You can see I'm not in the chair anyway. So now I've got beach ball. Well, that's unusual. Don't see too many beach balls with these M4 Max. But let's see if we can get it back here and zoom. Come on. Doesn't want to work. We'll get the picture back in a minute. I think the computer's just having a bit of a moment. But to say that, shared screen. And we're going to go to Chrome, Zooms, and we've just lost our screen. Unlock. Over screen, bookmarks. Something's not going right. Zoom. Wide. Funny, isn't it? Anyway, something's gone wrong, but I'm sure we'll get it back in a minute. That's my green screen. Oh, that might be why. I'm adjusting the wrong thing. Let's put my green screen back on. Let's see if we can... Nope, there we go. It's decided to pop up. Oh, I don't know what's going on here today. I am forgotten about how wonderful my computer is, and there's something that just doesn't go right. I've definitely got a beach ball. A beach ball normally tells me my other computer that really did have smoke coming out the back of it when we were going into rooms. Somebody's gone live, and it's using a bit of the bandwidth. Talking about bandwidth, I'll turn off my Wi-Fi, and then that normally helps the speed. She's jamming. Maybe we just opened one too many tabs open today. Here we go. So let's see. Oh, somebody's got a stuffed up meeting. That means they've either changed their meeting to hide it from people like me. So I'd like to go back. ZAR meetings. So we need a new link for that meeting. Delete that one so we don't have that problem again. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oops, Ben. So normally meetings start at 7, well not 7 a.m, but normally on the hour, and it's 15 minutes past the hour. So if there isn't a meeting now, there will be one at 8 o'clock. But what we'll do, if we don't find a live meeting, we'll entertain you some other way. I'm just going to get rid of some of them. What's happening here? We've got meetings that aren't loading. Maybe that's why we had problems. Who knows? But we'll get all these meetings open so we're ready to get rock and roll. Normally there's a few empty meetings that make a bit of a noise when we go into them with no one in them. They're just empty rooms. They've left their Zoom open. Who knows? Right, let's go here. There. Whoops, missed one. There. Now, if you're not very good on the keyboard and you're wondering how I'm going through each tab like this, if you're on a Mac, you can hold down the Option and Command key and then use the arrow keys and go through tabs, which is quite handy. And then when you need to shut down a window and you just want to shut down the tab, not the whole browsers, you can actually hold the Command key down and hit W, and it will close just that tab down, which is a very handy key command. So I used to have RSI quite bad, and I learned a whole lot of key commands because the mouse was killing me, and I sort of live on them now. But it has actually, after you get used to creating a new habit, it does actually make me a lot more faster on a computer, so I can literally just get into all these here, not having to click on a mouse is a godsend, really. Join. Oh, what's that? Looks a bit shady. Joining meeting. There we are. That's one of these empty meetings I was just talking about. So no one's in here. I'm the only person in here. Absolutely crazy. I'm going to use this one to fix up my audio mic. Audio mic. Reset the permissions. Mic, notifications, and see what else we can get. There. Right. And now I have to reload that page, and that will fix my mic problem. Just in case somebody wants me to speak, then I can. There we go. Reset that, and now I've got mics. Alrighty, so that's all good to go. Let's see if this one loads properly. It says my camera's not working. There we go. Use your camera. Allow while I visit this site. There I am. Hello, Danny. Look at that. A good-looking fellow just popped up on the screen then. Let's see what we've got. Join. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with current events, we've got Chavis, who's now trying to relaunch version 2 of Boomerang. Yesterday, he gave a whole spiel about how close they were with 1 and why that didn't work. Like, 1 was totally a hoax. There was no such thing as any arbitrage trading, even though they were on the blockchain showing people how it works. We totally showed everyone that they were topping up monies.
This meeting is being recorded.
Ooh, it's been recorded, but there's no one in there. That's so silly, isn't it? Yeah, so we showed it wasn't close to doing arbitrage trading. It was doing no such thing. And here he is claiming that this time they're going to get it right. Well, last time they didn't get it right at all. They weren't doing it. They were just selling licenses, and 65% of the money that goes to people, their licenses are going back to the people that are marketing it. So it's wicked. Not very good at social marketing. Not very good at multitasking, am I? All right, let's have a look and see if we can find some meetings. We've now opened up all these meetings and bored you to death. Get rid of some duplicates, and we can now monitor these meetings and have them all ready to go when one of these terrible leaders decides to fire up a Zoom meeting this morning. Then we should have a bit of fun. Right, and there's a couple of other meetings that we could go into. We're going to go to all the Boomerang meetings. So that's where there may be actually some training going on. I don't really want to get stuck in a WAAS or Satoshi training session where they're training people nothing, because I've done that for probably far too long. But we will fire up a few of those meetings anyway, just in case something exciting happens. But it'd be good to have a bit of a warm-up meeting. So that means we're currently probably got at least, it doesn't actually tell me, but I'm guessing 110, 120 tabs open on the one computer. So we can monitor these evil people's Zoom connections. Next thing we'll do is we will go and have a look at a blog that I might have on my website that I've done recently. I might go through yesterday's blog, and we'll do that until we get disrupted by a bing bing, and then we'll go into the Zoom meeting and see what happens. It's really that simple, kids. Not rocket science here. Right, we've got all these meetings. We've got 2, 3 more to go. Launch meeting. So I don't have a Zoom connection. Zoom's banned me because I share people's private details. I said I broke their terms and conditions, even though I was showing the payslip of Carl Miller, who is one of the leaders trying to tell people how to build their passive income. Just so happens that he is on the dole in Australia. He's with job seekers, and we got his payslip, and we put that on the on the internet. And yeah, Zoom found us doing it, and they said we broke their terms and conditions. So yeah, he earned $738.60 a fortnight, and it was pretty horrific, really. And we exposed that. So that's a typical blog. Let's go here. So we're just going to go through them real quick. We're going to just make sure Megan and Regan don't seem to be around. Make sure we're logged into all meetings and make sure there's none sitting there empty. And then we'll find a blog, and away we go. Right, what have we got? All the sound's working good. Everyone's quite quiet in the chat room, or are they in the chat room and I haven't got the chat room up? Oh my goodness. Crypto G, you're in there. Sorry, mate, didn't see you. How you doing? If you wrecked my M4 already. Nice to see you here. So if you do comment, I can put your message up on the screen. You can see Crypto G's going, howdy, Admiral. And then we've got another message from him. Have you wrecked your M4? And also, the person hated more than Danny, it must be Bob, is in the chat room as well. even though I looked at your YouTube channel the other day and noticed that you've only been on YouTube for a relatively short period of time. Oh, dearie me. Good to see you here. Good to see you here. Nice to see you here. We'll see if we can get some action going. Action. And we'll have a bit of fun. Oh, I've got lots of these windows that haven't worked. So these ones here I just shut down. They're monitoring empty Zoom readings, and I just don't see the point really to have them open and causing confusion, so I'm shutting those ones down. Oh, Get Fit Mining. Lion King. And then we'll make sure we're all good. Looks like we're about right. So if you're wondering what we do with why we do what we're doing, we're actually trying to cause disruption. We aren't ringing up Indian phone scammers, but this is my website. Next thing we're going to bring up is Milanote. Milanote's our database, and we share that with governments if they want. And we literally have 6 different governments from 6 different countries at the moment, ironically, who have access to our people database. We also have like the what we call the Ponzi schemes and scams database. And when new scams come out, we basically grab as much information as we can. So at the moment, we've been looking at VYB, and then we look at the people who are marketing it, and then we share that information with authorities. So Megan and Regan are the 2 marketers of that program at the moment. So any correspondence that we've had with them, where they live, she's got her furniture in a trailer at the moment, not trailer, container, because she's got nowhere to live because she sold everything she owns so that she can live the dream. Right, so I'm also going to open up my WhatsApp, and that's where I communicate with my Avengers, and I'm going to see if there's any links. Now, I got an interesting message from Bloomberg, my reporter at Bloomberg, Alice, and she said, do you know if the documentary has had any impact on his reputation or the online story from last year? So what that information was from, Bloomberg was asking me whether...
You are a real piece of if you believe I have taken your money. You destroyed your dream when you stopped believing in me.
There are 2 sides. That the California...
So this is Shava's been interviewed by Bloomberg, and the reporter was asking me whether I felt that this documentary had an impact on his career, and I said no. I said he thinks he's untouchable. I don't believe it had any impact on him whatsoever. If anything, it's probably made him feel like he's the man. However, he did rebrand 9Pay, and I've got so I've got some other evidence there which I've shared with them. But since he's been on here, he thinks he's the man, and you can see the sort of he's in a car here. This reporter would have been with the film.
Everybody is in crypto.
Shahbaz Anwar is a particularly fascinating character.
So that pose there makes me sick, to be honest. But yeah, I don't think this had any negative impact on his business because he realised he's unstoppable. And I was privileged to be interviewed here. So this is Shahbaz here.
If it is affecting my reputation in the market, I will sue.
I literally do have the best defamation lawyers in New Zealand help
with the tech. He has zero understanding of tech.
Operations.
One person that I wanted to bring up is Danny de Hek.
I mean, it's not good that you talk about something you don't know. I mean, he has zero knowledge of the tech. He has zero understanding of tech. If it is affecting my reputation in the market, I will sue.
I literally do have the best defamation lawyers in New Zealand helping me out. See you, Crypto G. It does have a big toll on me, and some days it does hit me like a ton of bricks. But one day, karma may catch up with them, and I may get some grief as well. But because of my upbringing, I feel like I'm fighting a battle for other people, so it's not going to stop me doing what I do, but it is a concern. So that was a documentary, and to date we've had 460,000 people view it. It is literally 11 days old now, and one of my proudest moments, to be honest. But it's absolutely brilliant to actually be part of something to do with Sam Lee and the like. And I've got to show you this. This is quite funny. 1, 2, 3. Hello, welcome. Hello, I'm Danny de Hek, and I'm your saviour from Hyperverse, formerly known as Hyperfun. Yeah, so a bit of fun, but a bit of serious tone under there as well. Very hard to stop these guys. That's what we're doing today. Now, if you do want to see that video, I was actually trying to read off a teleprompter, and it was quite funny, and it didn't really work. So if you go to my videos, you'll see that this one that's had 33,000 views, you'll see, hello everyone, I'm Danny de Hek, and I'm your saviour from Hyperverse, formerly known as Hyperfun. I was actually doing my Stephen Reese Lewis impersonation then. It was quite a laugh, really. Let's see. You should say Visa has not acted. You should say no, Visa has not acted. Okay. Crypto G about saying whatever. Visa must act on Canada thieves. Ask them. He thinks. I don't follow. I know that's Bob because you spell like I read. Yeah, but that was a bit of a laugh, that video, so it's quite cool. But what we did do, this is my website. You can click on the Contact Us button and you can go into the bookmark area. And the bookmarks will allow you to give me Zoom links. You can just post Zoom links. You don't have to give an email, but you can just send them to me anonymously. And if you go through my bookmarks, you'll see that I put them into my bookmarks. I haven't updated my bookmarks for a couple of months, so they're a wee bit outdated, but you'll get the gist of it. If you click on the homepage of my website, you will see that I actually do have that video from Bloomberg featured on the homepage at the moment. And here's a blurb about me. And also, I have been in other media agencies. You can see Australian National News, New York Times, The Guardian, Behind MLM, which I have a lot of respect for, and also Otago Daily Times. But have a look at those other articles. Not unlike other scams that we go into, they often have these banners, but when you click on them, they don't go to the articles. These ones actually do go off to the articles. So yesterday I published a video. I didn't post. I posted a blog, and it's Boomerang 2.0. We are all Satoshi exposed with $1. And in this blog, it shows you the video where Boomerang 1 was actually totally exposed by myself and my team, the Avengers. And we can prove that 1 wasn't doing any such thing as real arbitrage trading. But in here, I got a video that Shavis did yesterday, which is here. And Shavis was going through, I lie actually. I didn't quite get that right. It must be live stream, that one there. Just hold the right key down. So Shavis did a live stream yesterday.
So the realization was
in here, he goes through this document showing everyone why it didn't work and why it was basically that he was so close, and all the problems that the market had and all the problems that the people who bought the licenses had. And he goes through here and he basically just says, that they've reinvented the wheel and they've got amazing arbitrage trading coming now and everyone else is copying what they're doing in the market. And it's just a load of bullshit. So I got that complete script, and I told ChatGPT to basically summarize what he was doing. And then we show you the truth. It's really that simple. So it's worth having a look, but let's just go through it while we're waiting. So what I'm going to do is going to hit the plus key a couple of times on the keyboard. And that's about the limit of the size. And then I'm going to bring that up here, and we'll just go through this until somebody pops into a Zoom meeting, and then we'll jump into that. But let's have a wee listen, eh?
Chavez Anwar is back with another con. In a 2-hour live stream on the morning of March 22nd, 2025, he attempted to rewrite history, spinning an elaborate tale about why Boomerang 1.0 failed.
Oh, I had to click on the mic. Something's happening. Let's have a look.
According to him, it wasn't his fault. The problem, he claimed, was the technology. Arbitrage trading was just too slow. Mevbots got in the way. Block times were a bottleneck. Copy trading was overcrowded. On and on it went.
Yeah, everyone else's fault except him, but he still has got the money. So it's like, sign up, get yourself an arbitrage trading, and then, sorry, didn't work, but I'll keep the money.
But here's the truth, Boomerang 1.0 didn't fail because of market conditions, it failed because it was never real in the first place. The arbitrage system Chavez claimed to have built never existed. It was a simulation, a carefully staged illusion, and I, Danny de Hek aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, can prove it.
Yeah, and we can, it's utterly ridiculous. So if I went to here, we've got all our bookmarks, right? And I can come in here and we've got Polygon. Now they claim that Polygon couldn't handle 300 transactions a minute, even though his smart contract was only set up to handle 20 transactions a minute. It actually handled 300, and that caused the Polygon network to overload, so he says. But it didn't, because the Polygon network can actually handle 64,000 transactions a second, and there was no spike or anything. It was just absolutely ridiculous. So in here, you'll see that we have all the wallet addresses. So we've got the super wallet address for Chavez, and all the money that has come and gone is all in here. And we can see every transaction that he was doing at that time. So that wasn't rocket science, but that's not what I want to show you today. But when we went to, I haven't done this for a while, but let's go to, we've got this guy called Top Trump. Top Trump wallet was an individual that was managed to fool the system. And this was 400 days ago. So that's how long this has been going on. But he requested a flash loan and it failed. So we topped up the wallet address that they were trying to do the transactions out of, and all the systems started working again. But let's not confuse you, but let's just go into a typical, what they would say was real. And this is one I used yesterday, actually, which is good. So the first thing it does, it says to Aave that we want to loan some money. And if you have a license, Aave will loan you the money. As long as you borrow the money and repay the money in the transactions, that's the only thing that was legitimate about this. There's the, so you can see at the very end of it, the person got paid $257 from doing an arbitrage trading of 20 cents. So this guy had cracked the enigma, which is quite funny. And you can see I've tagged all the names in this here. So they borrow the money of Aave, 21 cents. They go away to a exchange and they swap it with Wrap Poly, and it swaps with another one, bounces into another one. See, it's just going from swap to swap. It's not doing anything. It's just giving you lines of code to give you the illusion that something important is actually happening. And we can see that the Boomerang Flash Loan Authority V3 was doing all the work. And at the end of it, it pays out, the wallet pays out the reward to the person, and then it repays the loan. But no arbitrage trading was actually happening. And I wouldn't mind actually just having a wee look and seeing whether we can find another one. So we go down here and we'll go down until we find Trump again. And this time we'll find that one there. And this one's for $2. And this time for $2, this guy must have been living the dream. They borrowed $2, traded $2.95, and made $1,178. Isn't that crazy? So this guy really killed the system, but we never did see this guy actually take any money off the platform. So it might have been a test account. We're not entirely sure, but we monitored literally hundreds of these accounts. So what we did is we went through and I tagged everyone. So if I go into private name tags, you can see that we started monitoring this database quite extensively. So when the system was down, we could monitor and see people doing transactions. So if they took the website offline, we could still see certain people doing transactions. So we assumed they were, developer accounts. And then here we can see that we found certain people, like we've got Chantel Suckerboom's wallet. So we can go into here and literally see the last time she actually managed to do a successful request for flash loan. So they had this silly button on the website where people could, only pick a certain amount of money and trade between one or another transaction. So some of these I haven't named. But anyway, here she is, $24, and at the end of it, she got paid 48 cents, and that was her daily limit screwed up because they had to restrict it because Polygon was on the phone to Chavez because they know his number, and he answers his phone telling them that he was screwing up their network. That's literally what he is telling people. So they restricted one trade per member per day. So Chantel on that day got 48 cents. Now she paid, well, I don't know if she paid, but she paid $500 for a fake arbitrage trading license, thinking she's got something real. And if you look at the days here, you can see, and all the leaders were allowed to do 100 transactions a day. So you had people like Yvonne Henry who were trying to get their 48 cents one transaction at a time. So she would get up to anything from, $2 to $6 for doing 100 transactions. But Yvonne Henry was going through the motions of making sure she used her quota. It was friggin' hilarious. But this is what we did. So what I actually did is I tagged, everyone I could. So Carl Miller, the guy with the payslip, we've actually got 5 of his addresses. And then you can come down here and you can actually follow everyone. So I think there's 50 on a page and there's 48. So do the math on that. So that means that we got a really good feel for what was actually happening. And we like TRASHIT's wallet. And also we could see how much money, if anyone was making, and where it was coming from. It was absolutely genius at the time. So TRASHIT, he's still there. So he would trade, here's another figure, they would let him trade up to $49. And at the very end of it, he'd get paid 68 cents. That was one of the highest transactions. Actually, no one really got anything over 60 cents normally. So that's how that sort of happened. I'll just get rid of some of this shit and we'll carry on. So it was just the whole thing was a lie. And this is probably what I've just told you in words.
What Chavez was really selling with Boomerang 1.0 wasn't a trading system, it was a license. For $500, users could buy an arbitrage trading license and gain access to a platform that pretended to execute trades. But here's the kicker, 65% of that license fee went straight into the affiliate compensation plan. This was an MLM, pure and simple. Arbitrage trading was just the bait.
Yep. So 65% of the money that people pay for their $500 license, $325, went to the affiliate marketing program. And if you're not familiar with the affiliate marketing program, then you just go to WAAS. And this is Sam Lee's started this and then handed over to, Sam Lee got kicked out and then Chavez Anwar picked it up when he reckons there was no money in it. And then he come out with this affiliate marketing, which was called 2.0. So now they've rebranded it to 3.0 and also registered it as a DAO in the state of Wyoming. Now, they provided fraudulent information. Thanks to our Avengers, we proved that to the state of Wyoming. And they struck off the company. Anyway, 3 months later, they just registered exactly the same company, with exactly the same name, with the same registrar who registered it for them, and now they've got a DAO set up. And also, it's all manipulated because no one has, the people who have the controlling numbers is probably Chavez. Well, it is Chavez and the crew. So no one can have an influence in the decisions made because the DAO is basically a decentralized autonomous organization which is controlled by the people. But over 50% of the people's seats are controlled by the people who set up the program, even though it's meant to be autonomous, running itself. So if you come down here, you can actually see Capital 3, Boomerang 2.0 is about to be released, new products. But everything they push at you here is you can get a discount if you've got BTC, which is their own worthless token, like their own game of Monopoly. You get a 40% discount on some of these products that he's now pushing you, but you have to put fresh USDT into the market. Now, we've been reading lots of people having lots of problems getting KYC details. So Chavez has found a sneaky way of registering himself as a KYC, as an individual in a country that doesn't really care, so he can set up his KYC details. We've got the leaders showing people how to avoid the KYC details so they can set themselves up a liquid pay credit card, which is meant to be backed by Visa when Visa know nothing about them. It's just ridiculous. Dodo Pay was just absolutely big joke. But all these names and everything that you see here are copies of other companies that are like-minded. So Dodo Pay, if you go to dodo.com, you'll find a website which has the dodo bird in it. And also, if you went to their contact us page, you would find their phone number and their email address. But when you go to d0d0 app, you find Jarvis's site that he set up. And when we come here on day one and went to the About Us section and clicked on About Us, down here they had a page, a contact page. It's here. And the support email address was actually exactly the same as doodopay.com, the one I just showed you. And the phone number was 0800 doodoo, and with the phone number that was on the other website. So they'd literally copied the whole concept and the name and the branding and everything from this other like-minded company. It was notorious. So what we've done is we set up a website called, so first of all, I'll show you their one called Liquid Finance. Now, we found another company called, I think it was Liquid Finance. So where did I find them? Liquid Finance. Yeah, so there's another one called Liquid Finance. Now, notice the similarities. So first of all, we've contacted this company just recently, but just have a look at the logo, right? And the look of it versus their logo and the look of it. I mean, you could actually go as far as to say that when this company had their website upgraded, that they turned out this look. And, remember, we've got no one knows. Visa does not have any association with what Jarvis is claiming to do here. But, that's how this is. And they've actually managed to get their app in the Apple Play Store. Now, we've contacted Apple and explained what's happening, but they haven't got it under here as Liquid Pay. No, they've got it under here as another company name. And when we went to their website and we went to the bottom of the website, we've got messages coming in here. At the bottom of the website, they have their terms and conditions. And in their terms and conditions, they had the name of the company that has got the app in the App Store, and they had it spelt wrong. And this was the only place that name was mentioned in these terms and conditions. And in here, if you read it carefully, I'm not sure if we still have the same wording, but they claim that they've got a white label service that they're using. So here they are claiming they've got a credit card with Visa's approval. But if you read through this terms and conditions, which we have done in the past, they, what am I trying to say? Using a white label service. I think it was Red something or other, hoo-ha. So it's all complicated. And in here, they talk about how, you have to set up the KYC details, but you go into these Zoom meetings that we're bouncing into at the moment. And what have we got here? I'm just reading this. Live now. I've just got somebody who's trying to send me a message like I'm not up yet, but I'm up. Live now. There we go. Cool. Alrighty, but yeah, so it's all hocus pocus, mirrors, smoke and mirrors, and no real company. But so what we did is to counteract that, we actually set up a company called Liquid Pay and we got .com. So if you want the truth about it, so they're doing a denial server attack on it at the moment, trying to shut it down. And I know they're doing other things trying to shut it down, but they're having no luck because we're a little bit smarter than they are when it comes to this stuff. But if you go to liquidpay.com without no I, liquid, I don't know, how could you say it? QuidPay. You can see that we've got videos exposing Jarvis. We've got the statement from Bloomberg Business Weekly. But the shocking one that you really want to have a look at because you think these guys could be legit, here is the name of like the Dodo Pay scam, and over here is the real company. You've got capital 3 Deo, and then you've got a real company and another real company. So they just, and then you've also got 9pay. So, and then you've got, so remember Chavez went off to Vietnam to promote 9pay. Well, there's already a company in Vietnam called 9pay. So I don't know how he got around that, but maybe they tapped on his shoulder and said, stop using our brand. And that's where he's got the idea where he's going to probably go after me for using their brand. But he won't have a shit show. But when he was on Bloomberg Business Weekly, he was calling this credit card 9pay. And this is a website that we've managed to get of archive.org. So it's just, if you look at it, this is not, all these companies that he comes up with are copies of other people's companies. Bitcoin Code. So this is theirs, and this is the real company. So it just gets ridiculous. I'll just shut these down as we go. What's that there? Runtime error. Oh, did you see that? That was quite good. Runtime error. Oh, there we go. Let's have another look at that and see if that comes up again. There it is. What's that? Unhandled errors. Unhandled runtime error. Type error. Cannot convert undefined or null in subject. Oh, something's happening. Anonymous. Chrome extension. Is that me? So they've got a Chrome extension that's trying to latch onto my browser by the look of it. Let's go back to number 2. Unknown. I'll just take a wee screenshot of that. Unhandled runtime error. So that's interesting, and that's their code. But if you go to the next one here, this is meant to be a genuine company, and I don't know if this is a genuine company, but I do have a very strong feeling that this company's got absolutely nothing to do with Chavez whatsoever. So it's just all bullshit, and people still want to give them their money. But the other funny thing about this particular company here is there is actually a company out there, and they have what looks like a fake website set up. I think it is actually limited. Is it limited? Small. Limited. Might not be able to find that in a hurry. Yes, so there you go. So this is theoretically the company that owns the credit card that Chavez is claiming as his own. And in here, there's no association with, Chavez or anything. It's just literally a company that's been set up to give a sort of a look. And honestly, if you email info at that email address, I guarantee it will bounce back. It's just ridiculous. It just gets stupider and stupider. You can't put stupid on this source, baby. The source is pretty thick. All right, so I'm just going to go have a look and see if there's any other Zoom meetings that we could pop into that we haven't been into yet. I think I've got that one already ready to rock, so I won't borrow that one. I'll just have a look. Yvonne. Okay, cool. Cool. Just make sure. Cool. And we've got recordings. Bob's got recordings. What's Bob got here? Kickstarter. Oh my goodness. This goes on and on. What I'm looking at here on the screen over to the side here is people holding up flags and banners rejoicing because some Ponzi schemes managed to get some sort of event or gala event going, and people are so happy and joyful. It's just ridiculous. Oh, there we go. Go like that. So that's another meeting here. So I'm just going to see if we can find a few of these meetings that might have something happening. I try to get the latest ones as much as we can. Oh, there's a new one I haven't seen before, so that's a good one. So we'll go copy, Control D. We'll just go and find those. We're going to put them under top secret. What have we got? We've got Zoom, and we'll go to Ponzi's, and we'll call that one. That's a good one. BNT Network. BNT Network. Save that one. What else we got here? Another one. So Bob is very good at finding these, and then he sends them through to us, and then we can connect. Hopefully it's not the same one again. Brian. Oh yeah, like this guy. I think we've already got him though. So we'll just check that. We'll go back to our list. Sorry, it's not very interesting at the moment. Yes, we do have him. We have another one, 8939146, done. Referral link. Amazing. Privacy. What have we got in the privacy area? Alrighty, we're going to go to important. Made. Definitely a scam. Kickstarter. Kickstarter. Yes, alright, so let's tidy up some of the stuff that we've got going on. So anyway, we'll go back to this blog. So if you want proof that Java's is running another scam, just go back to history, because history repeats itself.
The Boomerang platform wasn't executing real arbitrage. It was only shuffling pre-coded numbers to make it look like it was. The liquidity had to be manually injected to allow a trade to appear to happen. It was smoke and mirrors, an illusion built to trick buyers into thinking they were participating in high-frequency arbitrage trading.
Yeah, and just for that note, I have to show you the wallet addresses that he was using to top it up, because it was pretty sick. Where are we? Boom. Was it this one here? I think it was 4. No, I'm going to get lost here, I think. I can't remember. I haven't done it for such a long time. It's not something you do every day. But there might have been Tronscan, DeFi, Coin. But it's sort of been a bit of fun. Just following what they're actually doing and figuring out what they're actually doing and why. But you could literally go and find these funding wallets, and you could see that how much money they had in them, and it was friggin' hilarious. But hey, look, I'm not geared up for that in my brain today. If you want to go back and watch the other videos that we've done, and you'll see exactly what I'm referring to. But yes, I think that liquid pay, so that's called liquwid.finance, and then you've got the real one, which is called liquidpay.finance. So if that's not passing off, something is going wrong. Maybe somebody hasn't plugged their oh, so we've got errors. This is great. So I'm just going to put that through to the Avengers screenshots and images. So we're going to go to screenshot and images and chuck those there. Maybe they're blocking New Zealand. So that's the stable. There it is there. So that's what that is. So now it loads. So it's got 2 errors down the bottom here. I wonder what that is. But this is the Explorer window where you can actually see the transactions going. And if you go back to another scam, oops, excuse me, burpees. I'm so rusty at this at the moment. Hcash. So remember Hcash? That was the platform that used to OKX and all the monies that they used to move around with Hyperverse. This is their Explorer window. This is Jarvis's. Do you think they're the same company? They did it a slightly different color, so it's not confusing. But what I'm seeing now, they're all in bed together. They're all using the same technology from the same technology provider, because this is custom software, and this is them today. So don't get hoodwinked into thinking that Jarvis is genuine. He's just a scammer who's using a lot of smoke and mirrors to keep it all going, just so that he can sell digital products that don't really exist, and then people like you lose your money, and it really is that sad. So let's carry on reading, and then while we're listening to this next paragraph, we're going to flip through these tabs and see if anyone's live in a Zoom meeting. So let's listen to this one.
Hard-coded profits, fabricated trades. We went deeper. In the backend of the site, Rob and I found code that determined payouts based on how much flash loan money was entered. There were no external data sources, no real market fluctuations. The system wasn't reacting to arbitrage opportunities. It was just reshuffling the same fake numbers over and over again. One top user we tracked made thousands in fake profits on $1 trades. Another generated over $1,800 in returns from a $326 flash loan. It was mathematically impossible. We analyzed transaction IDs and saw that the platform simply calculated a predetermined return and paid it from incoming user funds, not actual trading profits. This wasn't arbitrage. It was redistribution, a classic Ponzi setup.
All right, we've got a live one here. I don't know what country or language it will be in, but it is 2 minutes to 8 here in New Zealand. So there's no doubt that this meeting will be building in numbers. So we'll just put that over there for now, and we'll just go through the rest of them just to make sure, and make sure there's no others. Yeah, so if you want to go to that blog that you see that I have on my website, and if you go down here, you can actually see that video, and in that video, you'll actually see Rob and I showing you the code and making the story that I've just tried to do. We looked at the website, and we could see that the website was producing all the trades. So we could tell you to trade from one exchange to the other, and these are all decentralized exchanges. We could tell you that you'll never ever get more than 1.3. And we could also tell you if you traded between $43 and $73 on a certain exchange that you were guaranteed to get this much money. And so the whole system was rigged. And you can see here that you've got trades going one way and the other way from the two different exchanges. So one trade going to the left had another button there going to the right, and both of them were claiming that you're going to get a profit. So, and one was larger and one was smaller. It was absolutely ridiculous. But if you want to go watch that video, I would recommend doing so. And you'll educate yourself. But with his live stream he did yesterday, hence why I wrote this blog, you can actually go and listen to this again.
The live stream of lies now, as Chavez gears up to launch Boomerang 2.0, he's rewriting the story. In his live stream, he claimed that Boomerang 1.0 was a noble failure. He blamed mevbots, block times, and fragmented liquidity. He said they had to pivot to centralized exchanges. He spoke about broker licenses, AI-driven protocols, and scoring traders by trust. It all sounds very advanced, very complicated, very believable. That's the point. He wants you to forget that Boomerang 1.0 was never doing any trading at all. He even trotted out new buzzwords like social finance, protocol score, and decentralized data aggregation. He's pushing nodes now, with Lightning, Authority, and master nodes priced at $13,500, $27,000, and $554,000, all offering an insane 182% APY. If this sounds familiar, it's because it is. The high returns, the product that isn't actually built yet, the calls to get in early, the whiteboards and webinars. It's all recycled Ponzi playbook material.
Right, so you can see that we've got, this is actually a window.
And your time is now.
So we've actually got a couple of connections here, but you can actually see this is actually a We Are All Satoshi meeting, that one we're just been talking about, which is quite funny. So I'm just going to, but you know, they're policing me as much as they can, which is quite funny, because they've just kicked me out of a meeting now. But that doesn't bother me at all, because all I do is I just flip over to another window, don't I? You know, that's how we roll. Let's see what we've got there. Oh, bruh. Is it going to work? I've been removed. Well, that's disheartening. But yeah, so they've only got 43 people in this meeting.
Private RPC for your node.
You can see I'm in here, but I'm just trying to get this browser to do what it's meant to do. It's being naughty. Where are we? Screen share. And just to be clear, I don't actually really want to be there. Chrome, Opera, Prime Time. So there you go. And now we'll try to get that to primary screen, secondary screen. Is that going to work? Oh, yeah. Oh, let's try that for a while, eh? But yeah, I'll just turn the sound off for a wee while. And while we're doing that, I will... so there's 43 people in here at the moment. Here's Affiliate Marketing 2.2. And you can see all the
Hello,
brands.
everyone,
Oh, my
and
goodness.
welcome to UK Primetime. And
Oh, she's fuzzing. Oops.
hello, everyone, welcome to UK Primetime. Today
Just
is
wait. Grace, please wait.
okay.
Okay, she's waiting. They're probably trying to kick me out. Here's Jarvis. General disclaimer. Oh, yes, this makes it legal. I don't even understand why they claim to be are legal or even try to claim that they're legal. So what I've done is I've muted the sound of the disclaimer so we don't have to listen to them, but that's why there's no sound in case you're wondering what's going on. But I am future-proofing myself. Let's see if we can get a bit of... Now, these meetings are recorded by other people as well.
Liable for any losses. We provide information and systems, but we do not endorse any purchases of memberships.
Okay.
Your decisions are yours alone, so we advise conducting thorough research. If uncertain, seek guidance from a qualified professional. Attendees accept these terms by continuing to view this presentation. Let's explore affiliate marketing cautiously and curiously.
Curiously.
Legal disclaimer. You are viewing an Affiliate Marketing 3.0 official presentation.
Official.
All products and services, their component parts and operating methods and systems, either provided by or created by Affiliate Marketing 3.0, belong solely to Affiliate Marketing 3.0. All IPs are protected. Anyone copying, distributing, or reselling any Affiliate Marketing 3.0 product without express permission risks serious legal consequences.
Oh my God, serious
any
legal consequences.
Unauthorized broadcasting,
that's me.
Live streaming,
that's me.
Or social media sharing of Affiliate Marketing 3.0 presentations is strictly prohibited. Downloading and re-uploading presentations without permission violates copyright law and may also lead to legal consequences.
I don't think any company in their right mind would...
Ladies and gentlemen, those disclaimers are so important. So please, really? I hope you paid attention to them and adhere to them.
I'll get rid of that
Thank you for being here for affiliate marketing presentation. And today is Saturday, and it is going to be a great day because it is masterclass training. My name is Grace, and it's given me
Grace
such
is a
great
federal
pleasure
judge
to welcome
that's been
you
struck
to
off
this affiliate marketing presentation.
in public exposure. If you search for
I
Grace Zumba,
that it's going to be on BTC,
and
Bitcoin
if you
code,
search for Grace Zumba Eyewitness News, you'll see that she's been a disgraced, publicly
very impactful.
humiliated
so
judge for
please
her.
make sure to get your pen and paper
Herself.
and notebook, because I know you're keeping a notebook. Get it ready to take some notes, jot down some questions, and
this organization here, if you're not familiar with them, claim that they've got 250,000 active users, and they currently have got 60 people in their support meetings.
So today, you know that as far as the roster is concerned, and you know that Bitcoin code is the foundation of affiliate marketing 3.0.
Is that right?
And if there's anyone who knows how to be able to convey that information with confidence and great experience and knowledge, it would be our presenter today. So one of the things that you need to do now, because I know that you have uplines, sidelines, downlines, you need to call those people that you have been affiliating with and ask them to join you right now, because this is very important training.
Very important
it is the
training.
Foundation of everything that you have been here putting your time and energy into. And so you want those other folks to join with you. They may have forgotten. They may still be suffering from time change and things of that nature and different scheduling. So please do them a favor, remind them. And in the meantime, TRASHIT. We're going to welcome TRASHIT to begin his masterful training on Bitcoin code. TRASHIT, coming all the way from India. I know it's late where you are. So thank you so much for the time and energy that you do devote to this and to this community.
We might not stay in this meeting for long.
I turn over the floor to you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Grace, and welcome everybody.
So what we will do,
yes, it's early morning here in India.
We're going to ring
but you know, one thing that I have really been passionate about is this project, Affiliate Marketing 3.2. I love presenting this project to everybody. And that is the reason why, closely associated with Chavez, the top leadership, and with this project, I
See if we can give him a ring, eh?
have the privilege of, getting some best insights that I
That's his
can
phone.
on this project, and I'm more than happy to share it with you all.
See that noise?
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm
That's his
TRASHIT. I'm
phone
from
playing
India.
crickets
I'm
when I
one of
ring
the
him.
rank leader in
So I've
this
got his phone
project,
number, right?
and
Let's ring it again.
I
Listen.
have had privilege in my life to work with great minds, but I have never been more fascinated with meeting someone like Chavez. He is a brilliant tech person. I have known him as a person,
So what a
as
laugh.
the
So here we
CEO
can
of
ring
this
the
project,
announcer.
and
So now what I'm going to do
what
is
I
I'm going to see if we can
recommend is
bring him on
he is
WhatsApp.
one
So
of the
he'll switch his phone off in a second.
best helping hand that you can have to stay afloat in this crypto and blockchain industry. Then I had the privilege of working with great leadership such as Lucky. She is one of the finest leader in the system. She is
Let's
not
see if we
one,
bring him on
and
this WhatsApp.
the kind of leadership she has endured, she is amazing. And then we have such wonderful rank leaders and this community, every day learning, every day thriving. This is all amazing. So one thing that you are looking for in 2025 to grab an opportunity, but as well as to excel in this opportunity,
right,
then this is the right platform for you.
So
and in fact, this is one of the finest training that you are going to be getting on the foundation of this entire ecosystem.
Is that right?
So tonight's training is going to be on BTCC, the Bitcoin code, the fundamental coin of our own native blockchain, BTC20 smart chain. I'll again request everybody, grab as many people as you can, invite them. Meanwhile, we'll prepare for this presentation, for this training, and we will begin this amazing presentation that we have scheduled for you. So allow me to share my screen with you all, and let us begin this.
Right, so we're going to send them a text because we can. Trash. Okay, and we'll send that to him now, so he knows he's been broadcasted.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Affiliate
And
Marketing
we'll ring
3.0.
him on the other phone again.
We have already played the disclaimers, so I hope you are all aware. We are sharing an opportunity with you all, but the due diligence is expected from you all. This is a training. This is a master training, in fact. So please make sure that you are aligned with this basic instruction. So this is going to be 40 minutes of your undivided attention. Grab your pen and diary so that you can take notes and keep your questions ready, because of course at the end of the session we will be taking some questions, and please limit the questions to the topics, and we will first allow single questions per participants. If time permits, we will have more questions from other participants as well. So tonight's training is all about the Bitcoin code. Why we decided Bitcoin code? Because we already have
Chavez told you to do it, dumbass.
other products that we have in this beautiful ecosystem, and right now we are on the verge of launching one of our exclusive product that is going to be Boomerang 2.0, which will be launched on this Friday. So we had this special date tonight, and we thought this training had been pending for a long time, and I think this is the right time to take this training.
So let's make his job hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bitcoin code or BTCC is the basics of this entire ecosystem. It is the fundamental coin of our blockchain.
We'll go in there with...
And before we dwell into details, let me help you with understand let us start from the core concepts, and we will this training specially will help you understand how did we evolve to BTCC. So starting with blockchain, everybody knows blockchain. Everybody knows that blockchain is associated with cryptocurrencies, but not many know that it is a technology. It is a technology that was introduced back in 1991 by Stuart Haber and W. Scott Stonett in 1991, and but it practically got its first use case in 2009 when Bitcoin was launched as the first digital currency. Now, what is blockchain? Blockchain is actually a ledger. Ledger, in simple terms, means a book where you keep track of accounts, your expenses, your income, your outcomes. So it's like a ledger to record all the transactions of cryptocurrencies. Now, as we remember, cryptocurrencies are decentralized. That means all you require is internet to access these cryptocurrencies, and as well as we understand that it's a distributed ledger. So, blockchain is one of the finest technology that we have to record blockchain transactions. I mean, cryptocurrencies transactions. So how does blockchain actually works? So whenever
So we're just going to cause a little bit of annoyance.
A transaction is initiated,
to
the details
TRASHIT.
of this transaction is recorded in
If I
a
don't get
block.
kicked out of here first.
All right.
I've got
Now,
multiple
block
browsers
is
open as
nothing.
normal.
It is quite similar to a memory space. Like we have a hard drive, we have a
we'll see if he flinches. There we go. Getting a few messages in your inbox, are you?
So this is.
He's trying to delete me.
So this is like a memory space. This is like a ledger, which records. Just a second. Give me 1 minute.
He's trying to kick me out. I'm flooding his personal chat room. There we go. Removed. Let's see what he says.
Okay. So blocks are like memory space in transactions in blockchain, and the information about the senders, about the users is in a way encrypted using a technology called cryptography. It is secured, and that way that information is recorded in the block. And then that block is broadcasted to all the nodes, and this nodes practically do the basic task of decrypting the information, validating the information, and in a way they create a backup of this transactions, of this information. And then once the information is validated, it is again broadcasted to all the nodes, and it is every block gets attacked.
So we cause disruption. It's not much, but it's better than what we're doing.
So in this way, there is a chain of information. There's a chain of blocks, and every block
is go back in there. They'll shut the room off in a minute, and then that
to the previous block and the next block that is coming into information. So this forms a series of a chain of information and of blocks, and that's why the technology is. And because our technology is used to secure the information, encrypt the information. This technology is cryptography, and that's how the name evolved as cryptocurrencies. And once the block is again recorded into the previous information,
they asked me to unmute
data, the transaction is executed. This is how a blockchain or a cryptocurrency transaction gets executed. Now the transactions on blockchains are like permanent. They cannot be deleted. They cannot be edited. And one reason behind it is that,
here we go.
Every block is interconnected
and
to
now
the
we're going to ring
previous
them at
and
the
the
same
next
time.
block, preceding block. So for that reason, it is very difficult to change any data on blockchain.
Phones ringing
so
in
every transaction,
your chat room's going crazy,
everything that is happening on blockchain is like a new transaction. A new block is created for every information, and that is why blockchain transactions are immutable. Therefore, there is a saying like, if you really want to change the transactions, or if you want to really hack the blockchain or change the transactions of the blockchain, it will take like many hours of
here we
entire
go. I'm flooding all them
so
they know that I'm recording
which
now.
is practically impossible. So for that reason,
so now they'll be on the hunt
are
for me.
considered to be very secured technology, and they are one of the finest technology to be utilized for recording cryptocurrencies transactions. But how did cryptocurrencies evolve? So the next topic for us to understand is how we got to this decentralized economy or decentralized finance. So this happened back in 2007 when the world faced world's greatest recession. In 2000, December 2007 to June 2009
probably
is
can't turn
considered
his
to be
phone
the
off because
period
he's
where
probably
the
tethering
economy was on its lowest, and the world was facing a global recession, and it is considered to be one of the greatest recession of all time. There were many reasons why this recession happened. You can Google them. One of the main reason was subprime mortgage loans. Loans were provided to people who were not capable of, leveraging it, or
Okay, let's go
able
back
to
to
fulfill it.
Brave.
And because of that, this great recession, it happened. And
This is
one
fun.
other major factor that led to the recession was the failure of the world's largest bank, Lehman Brothers.
Oh,
So
scare
this was the
tactics. Don't trust
world's
banks, ladies and
largest
gentlemen.
bank. And can you imagine what
In a
impact it
bank,
will
you're going to
have on
be
an
losing your
economy
money, so
when
you
the
got to give all your
world's
principal
largest
to
bank
trash shit
files
and
bankruptcy?
Jarvis instead.
So if this would have been a small bank, it would not have mattered. But this bank was connected to different banks of the global economy. So for that reason, it impacted the global economy. So failure of such a centralized financial system, this was like a this was very alarming. And for this laid the foundation of a decentralized system. Now this is a classic example of a centralized system failing. Other examples of centralized systems are like the government systems, the banking system, the business organization, regulatory bodies, franchise system, internet technology. So these are all centralized systems. So in this, the control is
Put me in the waiting
with
room.
some central entity which practically dominates, or that
They can't
conducts
find
how
me.
these systems will be run and how the things will be organized. And any decision, any wrong decision, it will impact the entire system. So these are all classic examples of centralized system. But because of the failure of
Hey, Scully, nice to
Lehman
see you here,
Brothers,
man.
there was a question on the successfulness of this centralized system. So right or wrong, the central authority will always decide the fate of
91 people
subordinates
in
in
here
a
now.
centralized system. So, this laid the foundation of a decentralized
Hope you've had
finance
a
or
nice day,
decentralized
Scully.
economy. And then the Bitcoin was introduced. So
Oh,
Bitcoin
I'm in
was
the waiting
originally
room.
introduced in a white paper. And this white paper was published online. And in a way, there was it was described in that white paper that how a digital coin, although it might not be valuable right now, but in future, as the demand and supply will play a major role, it will be very
Well, we're just
explosive.
going to flood us.
So the first domain of Bitcoin was registered. www.bitcoin.org was registered in 18th of August 2008, and that's how this laid the foundation of Bitcoin. Then on 31st of October 2008, link to the paper authored by Satoshi Nakamoto was published, and Bitcoin peer-to-peer electronic cash system was posted on cryptographic mailing list. And this is how somebody for the first time introduced a digital or a decentralized electronic cash system. Then on 3rd January 2009, the first Genesis block of Bitcoin was created. And this is how
Can we shut them off? I know it's double
came
sound,
into
but as soon as I
existence.
turn the speaker off,
Now
they can
you
see
must understand this,
who
for
I am
any
to a certain degree.
blockchain to function. Any blockchain to function, nodes play a very, very important role. So nodes practically save the backup of all the transactions. They practically are the fundamental blocks of a blockchain. So the first block was released on 3rd of January 2009, and in a way, the Bitcoin blockchain started recording information of the Bitcoin transactions on 3rd of January. So the first block, it is called the Genesis block,
Genesis
because
block.
there is no preceding block to it. So the first block of Bitcoin started in 3rd of January, and later on, any transaction on Bitcoin, they got attached to that block. So when this white paper was published, in that paper
Well,
it
they're
was
hunting for
published
me.
how Bitcoin can be mined in a
They're
decentralized
turning off all the
fashion
browsers, trying to
using
figure out
internet.
whose it is.
And
Was a laugh.
it was also mentioned that how the
So
supply
they probably
is
won't be here
fixed
too
and
long.
how
But
the
we're not
supply
learning
will come
anything.
into
It's just
existence.
bullshit.
Described in that
So I'll
in
be
that
quite pleased
white
to be kicked out
paper
of this room.
was the initial supply of Bitcoin, that is 50 Bitcoin rewards to all the miners
Here we go.
every 10 minutes. So this is how the Bitcoin journey started. Now, if we speak of Bitcoin blockchain, so the total supply is 21 million right now. 19.84 million already has been mined. That is, it has already come into supply in the 16 years from 2009 to
what I'm going to do
2025.
is I'm
The
actually
initial
going to
supply
flip
was
browsers
7,200
to an
Bitcoin. That
Epic
is,
browser.
of course, 50 Bitcoins every 10
Uh-oh,
minutes
wrong
and
button.
7,200 Bitcoins every
Epic.
24 hours. But the current supply is 3.125 Bitcoin. So from 50 Bitcoins to 3.125
I don't know
Bitcoins,
why
why
this has
did
been
this happen?
naughty.
Because of the halving. Bitcoin halving happens in every 4 years. And so far we have seen 4 halvings of Bitcoin.
Screen
Now,
share.
the supply of Bitcoin is only through mining. That means
Only
nobody
through
can
mining.
claim Bitcoin from the daily supply
Secondary
without
display.
mining. You know, so
I'm just
19.84
going to flip
million Bitcoins are
browsers.
already in the supply,
they've already
but
got me
this
on
have
that one.
already been mined through the nodes and
Matrix,
the miners.
prime time.
So what is Bitcoin
And
mining?
they've got me on
So
that
Bitcoin
one.
mining is the process through
It's only
which
a matter of
new
time, ladies and
Bitcoin
gentlemen.
enters the market supply. So this
one
is like
there.
a exclusive digital currency
Don't even
which
know what
can
browser we're on over
only
there. I think it's that one there.
come into existence
Yeah, they're
through
flashing the screen,
performing
hoping to find me.
certain
It's quite a laugh, really.
computational task, and that is called mining.
So
So it is also the way network confirms new transactions and
Epic.
is a critical component of the blockchain ledger maintenance and development. So miners and nodes,
we'll
they
just go
play
to
an
this one for a
important
while.
role contributing towards the
It's complicated to
supply
explain, but they're
of
flashing the
Bitcoin.
screen, hoping to
So
find
what
me.
do you require to start mining Bitcoin? So first of all, of course, a digital wallet, Bitcoin wallet, high-end processor. Nowadays,
So we're
the
going to go to
Bitcoin
gallery
mining
view.
has been so much commercialized that, you know, it's
This is
very
just propaganda stuff.
expensive to remain
And we can have a
competitive
look
in
at the
this
people in the
type of
meeting, which
business.
is always quite
Uninterrupted power
exciting.
supply, of course, as long as your miners and nodes are connected, you will claim mining
We've
rewards
already
and
scraped all the
nodal
names.
rewards. So uninterrupted internet connection also plays an important role. Air conditioner for
What we
cooling
used to do is
processes,
go
of
through here and
course,
get the
it is a
names and then
very
try to find them on
energy
Facebook and
centric
contact
process
people. But
because
these people don't want to be
these
saved.
processors
They're all learning how to make their passive
perform
income.
all the computations for 24/7, and for that reason, it generates so much of heat. So often mining farms are
Chantel's in here.
located in cold
Maybe we should bring up
areas
Chantel.
in
See what I
cold
mean?
regions, and then the recurring
So
cost of
we
electricity,
just
wear
bounce
and tear of
between
hardware and
Windows as
appliances. So
well, you
these
see.
are all
Oh, see?
the cost of mining.
Oh, you
So
guys are good.
back in 2009 when the Bitcoin mining was started,
Here we go.
Satoshi Nakamoto was the author of that of the white paper.
So they're
And
watching me at the
only
moment, trying to
we
kick
can
me
say
out of
that
here.
he was the
I'm
only
sure they'll
person
win
who
at
would
the
have
end, but hey, in the
completely understood
meantime,
this Bitcoin mining, right? So he was initial miner. Then later on, when people started understanding this, when people started believing in this, then they started participating. And all the people who were initial
trust me, you're
miners
not
of
missing
Bitcoin,
anything, kids. It's quite
they
painful watching this
claimed the
shit.
maximum
Trash
supply
shit.
of
And it's
Bitcoin.
shit.
And right now, these guys are millionaires and billionaires.
Oh,
So
of
it is
course.
very
Well, you'll be a
important
millionaire
to
and billionaire too.
realize
Do
an
you listen to this crap?
opportunity at its early trend, because that's how you will be
Thanks for the thumbs up.
able to
Appreciate
leverage
that.
it to its full potential. So there are mining farms in capacity of large football grounds, and this Bitcoin mining has been so much commercialized because the supply is reduced every 4 years, and that's called Bitcoin halving. So what is Bitcoin halving? So Bitcoin halving is a event that happens at the creation of every 210,000
There you
blocks.
go.
So we know how a blockchain transactions
Oh,
are
look at
recorded. So
that.
every block is added to
They're
the
testing
previous
everyone.
recorded blocks, and
That crazy.
as the blockchain completes, Bitcoin blockchain completes 210,000 blocks, halving event occurs.
What we'll do, we'll
and
just
this
listen to him because you're
halving
not going to
event,
learn
in fact,
anything.
takes
And
approx
we'll go
4
back
years. So
to
starting from 2009 to 2012,
we'll go back to Google for a
2016,
bit.
2020, and recently we
And we'll
had
just flip through these
last year
other
in the month of
meetings.
April 2024, the
Make
recent
sure there's no one
halving.
else that's more
And in
exciting on.
every halving,
Listen
the
to trash shit in
supply
the
is
background.
reduced. And because of this halving event, this hype is created, and because of this hype, the entire market gets bullish. And because of this halving event, it is a tendency of Bitcoin. If you scroll through the previous records of Bitcoin and its trading history, you will observe that after every halving, Bitcoin crosses
What I'll do
its
is while we're
previous
here,
all-time high. So the
edit
latest
the
halving
video.
happened on 19th of April
What we'll
2024,
do is
and right now
go
the
to
current
here.
supply is 3.12425 Bitcoin every 10 minutes.
Oh my
And
god.
preceding to this succeeding to this halving, Bitcoin again, followed the pattern, and again it crossed its previous 68,000 all-time high to this time at 109,114.
No shit.
$1,000 in January 20th, 2025. So usually, almost like in a year's span after the halving, Bitcoin crosses its all-time high. And speculations are like Bitcoin is still bullish right now. The tendency of the market is still bullish, and Bitcoin might cross $150,000. This is a presumption. This is not a fact, and it is our point of view. You must do your own due diligence. So this is the
Yes.
record. This is
There's
the
nowhere to do due
already
diligence and stuff like
available
this because
on
it's all the latest
CoinMarketCap.
propaganda, isn't
You
it?
can, as you scroll through Bitcoin code, you will realize this. So
What else do we have in here?
$109,000 all-time high. Can you imagine? In 2009, Bitcoin was worthless. It was having no value. From there,
Should we add a few bullet holes?
$0.009 to $109,000. This is the exceptional journey of Bitcoin. And for every crypto enthusiast, it is
Should we
very
make his
important
phone
to
ring again?
understand
Listen to the
how
crickets.
this journey has been covered and why Bitcoin went from 0.009
Phone's
to
ringing.
almost $109,000.
Look at your
So
phone,
these are all
TRASHIT.
the halving details, and the fifth halving is expected in 2028, and the new supply
We know
would
we've got
be
his phone number right, isn't it good?
1.5625 Bitcoin every 10 minutes.
Every
So
10 minutes.
why this unprecedented growth in cryptocurrencies? Why from $0.009 Bitcoin went to $109,000? It is all because of demand and supply. So the supply of cryptocurrencies is fixed. And most of the traditional or institutional cryptocurrencies, you will observe that the supply is fixed. Now, if we speak of Bitcoin, the supply is 21 million. All right. And so far, 19.84 million already has been into supply, already come into supply. So how much is left?
Not much.
Only 1.16 million Bitcoins
Okay.
are left.
Is that right?
Only
It's just like scare tactics.
1.16
90
million
people.
Bitcoins.
So they've got
So how much time it
89
will
people in
take
here,
for
and they do the
this
same meeting every Saturday
1.16
morning.
million
Like
Bitcoins
it's going to change people's lives. Just ridiculous.
to come into supply? So considering, let me go back, and considering
It's just ridiculous.
19.84 million took 16 years. From
Yeah, we've got
2009 to
Homify.
2025.
This isn't Homify. This is
It took 16 years
this
for
is
19.84
Shavis
million.
and Wars.
So
This
what can you
was
presume?
in affiliate
How much
marketing
time this will take?
3.3. Homify have got a
1.16
video
million
though,
Bitcoins to come into supply.
which I'll probably find.
You
in a
will be
second if you want.
astonished to find that it will still take
Let's see if we can find
115 more
Homify.
years for
So we come down here.
for Bitcoin's total
If you are associated with
supply
that,
to
be
come
careful. It is a scam,
into market.
and it's got
And
a history
the
longer than your
potential
arm.
year is 2140.
Have a look at that one. That's
So
that article there.
this is Bitcoin, and that's the reason why
We'll just
it
flip
is
through and see if
rare
there's
and
any other meetings
exclusive.
on, and then
But
we'll go back
why
to
it will
Trash
take
Kit.
so many years? Because after every halving, the supply gets reduced. So less and less Bitcoin, are getting into supply. So obviously for assets which is high in demand and less in supply, the value of such an
Got another
asset
29 minutes before something decent may pop up on the
tend to
screen.
increase, right? And Bitcoin is on the similar pattern. So this demand and supply, if you just go through the logics, if you just go through this basics.
So let's go back to Trash Shit, shall we?
8.11 billion population of the earth, only 21 million Bitcoins on the earth. 19.84 million bitcoins already
Be back in a minute. Go take
mined.
dog out for a
Only
wee.
1.16 million bitcoins are left. So demand is high, supply is limited, prices are bound to go high, and this is just a beginning. Bitcoin has just crossed $100,000 this year, but from next year, the next halving, it can go to unimaginable value. So with the latest evolution in the DeFi, the decentralized systems, latest technology being evolved, a new concept like DAO being introduced. So everything in cryptocurrencies is futuristic and very, very promising. So if you are not been able to understand Bitcoin so far, then this is gonna be very, very late for you now, because this is the future. This cryptocurrencies is future. Like we say, emails have replaced post offices across the world because of the new technology. Internet has almost replaced the manual work. So
Has it really?
technology will take its place. So if you still don't believe in DeFi, if you still don't believe in cryptocurrencies, so
Don't believe in TRASHIT.
Like Chavez mentions, just wait for 5 years. Banks will be providing loans against your bitcoins. It is
Right.
going to be recognized. It is going to be
That's a great
valuable.
prediction, isn't it?
So this is Bitcoin's valuation. So from $0.009, Bitcoin went to $109,000. So but not many people will realize this. Even today, many people will not believe it, but we have testimonies, we have examples, like in May 22nd, 2010, some person, he bought 10,000 Bitcoin worth two
You're not going to
pizzas,
use the pizza guy one again, are you?
Of course, Bitcoin back then was just $40, but today it is expected. Just imagine 10,000 Bitcoins if you have today, how much worth it would be. So in 2025, right now, Bitcoin is priced at $84,000, right? And
just imagine.
I know, if back in 2010, if anybody would have invested just $1,000 in Bitcoin, it would have been worth
Imagine you bought a house
2,500
back in
Bitcoins today,
1942 and you had it today. Just
it would be
imagine how
valued
much it's
at
going to be worth now.
$210 million. So can you imagine 210 million?
You need to
from
use your
1,000?
imagination here, folks.
It's unimaginable, but it is possible, and we have many millionaires and billionaires who have been able to
And if you listen to TRASHIT,
leverage
you're going to
this.
become one of those.
And there are many Bitcoin millionaires as a living testimony of the valuation of Bitcoin. So how did we get to this, and how did we
not through Chavez
get to
or TRASHIT's
BTCC
advice.
now? So understanding
Talking about
what Bitcoin has gone through this entire case study
and
that
a Ponzi scheme is two different things. That's the point that people miss.
So
these guys are
many
building
people
their
have
own
attempted
individual Bitcoin
to
network, which is worthless.
capitalize this, to copy this, but not many have been
Let's bring up
successful.
Grace, eh?
But we have somebody like
Where's
Chavez
Grace?
who is as brilliant as he can be.
Is that right?
And he got into this early trends of cryptocurrencies. He started being a tech person. He started understanding this technology, and he likes to keep in trend with technology. So he understood cryptocurrencies long way back in 2016.
Did he?
And since then, he
2016.
he
was a
started
janitor at the
understanding
local
Bitcoin.
school.
And through this, he was in a way capable enough with his expertise, with his experience, to launch a blockchain which is running on the exact protocol of Bitcoin.
Okay, let's ring up TRASHIT.
So
Here's crickets. Listen to his
BTC20
crickets.
smart chain is the blockchain which is on the exact protocol of Bitcoin. Launched on 3rd October 2023, it is a EVM compliant
Doesn't
blockchain.
want to answer, does he? Wonder
so
why.
Bitcoin is the fundamental
Show me the 1
cryptocurrencies. It is the
billion.
mother of all cryptocurrencies. It dominates the market,
Yeah.
but it has its own limitations.
Show me
So
1 billion
to
million
remove
in
this
this shit.
limitations, or to
Yeah, there's
eliminate
no
this
proof of
limitations,
any money in this
Ethereum was developed as
closed
a
game of
second
Monopoly.
cryptocurrency.
So they're claiming that
Ethereum
this is
was
worth
like a
something, and
new
they're creating
version
the
of
second Bitcoin.
blockchain of
This is
Bitcoin,
their
but
claim,
it had
and there's
its
no
own
proof of that
challenges,
whatsoever.
right? So every technology
It's
has
worth
its
nothing, and
pros and
Chavez
cons.
can
So
just walk
EVM
away from
it is the second largest cryptocurrencies based on market cap, but EVM
Say that quick, mate, in case no
Ethereum,
one
it
pulls you
had
up in those
its own
statements.
challenges as well. But it was far more better or far more competent in terms of technology compared to Bitcoin. So in 2000, in something around 2015 or 16, Ethereum was launched, and through this, a new era of blockchain technologies, it was launched. And there is a like in computers we have operating system, so EVM
Yep.
is like a
I'm learning
competency
heaps,
for
man. Hope you're getting your money's
blockchains
worth,
to
because if
be
you've
able
invested
to execute smart
in We Are
technologies
or
on
Satoshi
itself.
or
So EVM
Boomerang
is
or
Ethereum
Capital
virtual
3
machine.
or
So our
Dodo Bird,
blockchain is
this
EVM
is
compliant. That
the
means
only thing you're ever
seamlessly
going to get for your
we
money.
can run smart contracts and decentralized application on our blockchain. Then our blockchain offers
Hey, what's happened to
highest
Megan and Regan
TPS,
lately?
that is
Anyone know?
transaction per second. If you Google the TPS of Bitcoin, it comes to something 7 to 8 TPS, transaction per second. Visa and MasterCards have 20,000 TPS, and in ideal condition, we have on our blockchain 64,000 TPS. Then one of the key factor in the adoptability
so what's the
of
girls
blockchain
doing?
is gas
Legacy
fees.
Queen
Like the
or
biggest
no?
challenge on Ethereum is gas fees, right? It's only because it is very much advanced in technology. For that reason, that is the only reason why Ethereum is being adopted, and the smart contracts and the decentralized applications are easy to implement on Ethereum. But if it not been have been the case, then Ethereum would have been
So
a
what's happened
difficult
to Megan and
blockchain
Regan? They haven't done any
to
broadcasts
work around
for the
things
last 12 days.
because of the gas fees. So our blockchain offers the lowest gas fees, and of
Maybe I need
course,
to ring her up.
with every blockchain, the gas fees is in its native coin, right? Like Ethereum, the gas fees is paid in
Ring up
Ethereum,
Regan.
and for for all the other blockchain, institutional blockchain, the
Hurry
gas
up,
fees
Trisha.
is
This is
paid in
boring as
its
shit.
native coin. So here also the gas fees is paid in BTCC. BTCC is the fundamental coin of BTC20 smart chain. Now back in October 2023, Chavez laid the foundation of this blockchain. Now, this blockchain
No one
was
wants to talk to
on
me.
the core concept of Bitcoin, but being more advanced in technology, it was scalable, it was EVM
They haven't
compliant,
broadcast anything
and that's the
live,
reason
have
why
they?
it is also referred lovingly
Must be
as
their
the
day off,
next
is it?
evolution of Bitcoin. But we are in the exact protocol of Bitcoin. So the supply of BTCC here is 21 millions only, and this supply makes BTCC rare and limited. Like
Does it?
Bitcoin, the supply of
It's
BTCC
very
is
rare.
also only through mining.
Limited,
So
probably yes, but worth
that's
anything,
how
definite no.
the supply of BTCC is also presumed to be of 140 years, right? Like Bitcoin. So starting this blockchain wasn't easy. Lots of technical things had to be organized and researched and designed and developed. And finally, on 3rd of October, we started the first Genesis block of BTC20 Smart Chain. And this is how the journey of BTCC started. So 21 million BTCC were logged in a smart contract, right? And through this smart contract, every day, like Bitcoin, few BTCCs are released. And through this release of BTCC, everybody who is mining, they are claiming BTCC from the daily supply, especially the nodes and miners. So but it had to be given a value, right? So
Had to
what
be.
Chavez did
Oh,
is
Chavez,
he
their hero.
started with a minimum liquidity. Now, liquidity is something that,
No, we don't know.
we all should
Educate us.
understand.
Oh, what's happening there? Oh, is that your screen? Let's ring him again. Cause confusion.
Just a second.
Is your phone ringing, mate? We're going to ring him while he's
So the supply and liquidity,
recent.
they are very critical to determine the value
Recent.
of the coin. So when the supply is more,
Let's ring him again.
but the liquidity is
But
against it
phone's
is
ringing, Chavez.
less.
Phone's ringing. Don't get confused.
The value of the coin will be less. And when the supply is less,
just going to go save the dog.
And the liquidity is more, the value of the coin will be more. So it's very simple to understand. It's very simple to understand. So let us say you have $1,000 in liquidity, right? And there are 100 coins. So the value of each coin, if we relate this liquidity to the coins, so value of each coins will be $10, right? Now, as these coins, they come into supply, right? People start purchasing it. And as people start purchasing it, they start contributing to the liquidity. So this way, the number of coins, they become less, supply becomes less, and liquidity increases. So the value of the coin also increases. So let's say if anybody purchases like 10 coins or maybe 50 coins, right? So if the coin is priced at $10 and if anybody purchases 50 coins, so that's like $500 addition to the liquidity. So now,
okay, we're back. Now, hopefully
the
they're going to have something
liquidity
more
has
exciting than this
increased
shit.
to 1,500 and the number of coins is 50.
Gives me a chance
So
to do my emails.
now, what would be the value of each coin? If you see, there are only 50 coins left and the liquidity is 1,500. So the value of each coin is
1,500.
So the value has increased from
Look,
this.
he's just
to
shown us
this,
simple mathematics.
right?
Anyone can get a figure
This
and
is
times it by
how,
$1 trillion if you
the
believe in
pumping
that.
and dumping of the
$1
coins
trillion
are also done.
is going to
So
work.
what usually happens in this crypto market is people, they release a coin, they manipulate the liquidity,
pump and dump the
this
coins.
is how a coin's value is appreciated. And then when it reaches to a certain level, the coins are dumped. So if you do the reverse of this thing,
that's why
so the
if you go
liquidity
to
will exhaust when
capital
you sell the
3,
coins.
you'll see that
Right.
Chavez is the
When you
majority
purchase, the
shareholder.
liquidity
And
increases.
same
When you
with
sell, the
affiliate
liquidity
marketing
decreases.
3.0.
So
So they're
this
doing the
is how a
same thing
coin is
themselves.
pumped and
It's all
dumped. So what Chavez
manipulation.
did is Chavez started with a on-chain liquidity for this coin. So there is a on-chain liquidity, and compared to the supply and that on-chain liquidity, a value of this coin is determined.
So I just received an email from
So here you can
VYB,
see
and it says,
with the minimum liquidity,
"Hi again,
Chavez
Chavez.
started
Trust you are well.
this
Are you still
value of the
interested
coin.
in being active
So
at building
the 21
VYB?
million coins
Please
are
let us
logged
know
in a
before
smart
the
contract.
31st of
Every
March.
day, coins are released from this
Thanks."
smart contract, and
God.
this adds to the supply. And everybody those who harvest contribute to the liquidity, and compared to this supply and liquidity, the value of coin, it appreciates and depreciates as well. So we started this journey from $3, and this coin has all-time high of $217 in just 16 months, from October 2023 to right now, March 2025. So this is how, the entire the flow of the supply of Bitcoin code has been designed. And because of this, BTCC is rare and limited. And if you have not yet understood the Bitcoin, then it will be difficult to understand BTCC as well. So let me give you another perspective. So Bitcoin launched in 2009. We have already gone through this, right? 21-minute supply only through mining, halving every 4 years. The initial supply was 50 bitcoins every 10 minutes, right? But it is a fundamental blockchain, and very very institutional blockchain. Nobody knows the exact source of that blockchain. So the new technology like smart contract cannot be deployed on that blockchain. Bitcoin mining also is very energy centric. The Bitcoin mining has been so much commercialized, it leaves a carbon footprint, and because of this there are challenges in many countries in which Bitcoin mining is sanctioned. So
Okay.
if anybody comes up with a solution to this,
Come up,
what
that.
if from this traditional mining we can evolve to a digital mining? So that's what we did. That's what we achieved as a new blockchain.
Yeah,
So
go to bed then.
Bitcoin code was introduced in
Pixel's gone out,
2023.
barked around the neighborhood.
The blockchain
Had
was
breakfast,
launched,
burped. Come in
and
here. I
it
said,
was
jump up on my knee
designed
and give
on
me a
the
cuddle. And he goes,
same
no, I'm going to go to
exact
bed now.
protocols
So he's
of
under my desk
Bitcoin.
sleeping.
So here also the
The
supply
dog's life.
is 21 million. Supply is only through mining, halving every 4 years. Initial supply year 2 is 50 BTCC every 10 minutes. So it's now very easy to relate, right? Bitcoin,
Right.
the Bitcoin code. The name itself has Bitcoin in it.
Ooh,
It's like
is there any gossip in our chat rooms,
it's like
guys?
a predecessor to Bitcoin, right? But if we speak of technology, we are a layer 2 blockchain. We are EVM compliant, and for that reason we are fully scalable to latest and advanced technology. And we are absolutely digital. So the biggest challenge with Bitcoin blockchain is its energy consumption, and
Any consumption?
we being into digital mining, we are absolutely environmental friendly.
Wow. It means you don't have
So,
servers that are
for any
spewing out
business to be
electricity like there's
successful,
no tomorrow.
it's important to provide a solution. If you provide a solution, your business is definitely gonna be, successful. So here we are with a solution to the biggest challenge with Bitcoin mining. All right. And zero maintenance mining, it's very easy to implement the NFTs, and maintenance is almost like zero. Now, how and why we should get involved with this? So first of all, we will understand the why anybody should start investing, start mining, start getting a node, because we are on the exact roadmap of Bitcoin, right? And if we are on the exact roadmap of Bitcoin, I it would be very it will be very like critical to say that we will be exactly like Bitcoin. But let's say not exactly like Bitcoin, but even if we are able to trace a little dimension of Bitcoin, even that would be great for us. So let's have another perspective on the based on the tokenomics. So the supply for both the blockchain is 21 million only, halving at every 210,000 blocks, right? Applicable to both Bitcoin and Bitcoin code. So Bitcoin halving so far has occurred 4 times. Starting from 2009, when mining started, we have 4 halvings, one in 2012, 16, 20, and 24. So The first Genesis block of Bitcoin
Right, it's 9
was
minutes to
in 2009 when the
9
supply
here in New
was
Zealand.
50
So
Bitcoin every 10
we're bound to
minutes,
have something pop up on
and
our
the
screens in the next
value of
9
Bitcoin
minutes,
was
and hopefully we
almost
can
like
leave this boring shit
$0.009.
and do something more exciting,
This is
or
where
we might call it a day. But this
the era
normally
of
goes on for a
cryptocurrency
couple of
started,
hours. I'm
right?
just checking all the Zoom connections
Now,
that we have.
after every 210,000 block,
Nothing here to see. What
Bitcoin
was that?
halving happens and the supply is reduced to half. So
Nothing.
from 50 to it
We
came down
have
to
nothing.
25 Bitcoins every 10 minutes. And this triggered the exclusivity of Bitcoin. People started realizing, people started believing,
Pretty quiet
and for
in the old
that reason,
ranch.
when people start participating, Bitcoin reached its all-time high of more than $1,100 for the first time. It went into four digits.
Is that right?
Then the second halving event happened. Then more and more people started getting involved with this. And as people start adapting to Bitcoin, after second halving, the supply was reduced to 12.5 Bitcoins, and it went to all-time high of 20,000 plus
$20,000 plus dollars.
And then in 2020, the third halving event happened, and supply, went down to 6.25, and the all-time high was 68,000. And then recently in 2024, in April month, the fourth halving event happened, and the supply right now is 3.125 Bitcoin every 10 minutes, and the all-time high is
See how long I stay in the chat room for. See, I've got my hand up. Big smiley face.
So from $0.009 to $109,000, this is the journey of Bitcoin, what Bitcoin has achieved in this amazing 16 years, right now in 2025. Okay. Then Chavez understood this.
See if we can.
He started researching, he started designing, he started developing, and he delivered this blockchain back in 2023.
Wonder why they don't let people ask
limited
questions.
Supply with a limited liquidity, but with 15,000 plus miners. We still remember the day when we plugged in our NFT to this digital mining. So the supply was started like Bitcoin. We started the supply with 50 Bitcoin code per 10 minutes, right? And from there, we are having a successful journey so far. So from 2023 to 2025, right now we have progressed in terms of miners as well as in terms of value of Bitcoin. But the supply is still the same. It's 50 Bitcoin code every 10 minutes. So from $3, we have reached to an all-time high of $217. From 15,000 miners, we have reached approx 150,000 miners. And day by day, more and more people are getting involved with this. More and more people are adopting to this. So we have not yet achieved our first halving. So can you imagine if not the exact trend of Bitcoin, but even if we are able to align ourselves with Bitcoin and achieve even a trace of Bitcoin, so BTCC has a very bright future. And with someone as experienced and like an expert like Chavez, we believe we are in good hands.
No,
So
really. Gotta believe
BTCC
this
first
one.
halving is expected to be around 2027. And with this, the supply will be reduced to half. That is from 50 to 25 BTCC every 10 minutes. So how can you grab this BTCC? How can you invest in this BTCC? So the first and easiest way to get involved with BTCC is to grab this miners. Xeon GT1X, Xeon GT10X, Xeon GT100X. So this miners gives you exclusive mining benefits to claim BTCC for as long as the blockchain is live. So that's approx Now the 21 million coins are locked for 140 years, right? So with a single miner as well, you will be able to claim BTCC for like 140 years. So $50, $500, and $5,000. So what is the basic difference between these miners? Why are they different, and how do they differ in terms
There's
of
no real
technology?
difference, and you can buy them
So
cheaper in the marketplace
every
if you have to
miner
have one
has
than buying them new.
I'm sorry, just a minute.
Yeah, let's get him, bring him away. He's having problems. Phone's ringing. Here's crickets. Crickets.
So every miner has a hash power. Hash power is its ability to claim from the daily supply. So more the hash power, more you will grab from the daily supply. So the daily supply is 50 BTCC every 10 minutes, right? So every 10 minutes, all those who are claiming from this supply, they will claim, but depending on their hash power. So hash power is not equally, but depending on the hash power, BTCC from the daily supply is distributed to all the miners, right? Another critical component in this NFTs is the B fuel consumption. So I always give the example of a car. So when you purchase a car, you 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 consider two main factors. One is its speed and the average of fuel consumption, right? So year two, hash power determines the speed of the NFT with which it will claim from the daily supply. And if we see the fuel consumption, if you compare it from the car, so like we have expensive cars, but they don't give that average, good average. They consume more fuel, right? In a similar manner, so the bigger the value of the NFT, more hash power it will have, but more there will be the B fuel charge as well. That is the cost of mining. All right. So this is one of the method how you can claim BTCC. Another uh, another way to claim BTCC is through node subscription. So nodes subscription, like we have mentioned, nodes are the fundamental blocks of the blockchain, right? All the records, all the transactions are in a way stored as a backup copy in this nodes. So nodes play a very, very critical component. They offer their services in terms of computation, validations, verifications, and keeping a consensus on the public ledger. So for this, nodes are rewarded. So who can become a node to the blockchain? So practically for BTC20, you require a physical processor, you require a hardware with a minimum configuration that has been fixed by the techs, and through that compatibility, you can become a node. So you need a dedicated computer which can be plugged into the network for 24/7, and with that, you claim node benefits. So this node benefits are nodal rewards, which are in BTCC. Now, exclusively, we offer a high return of 182% in terms of BTCC nodal rewards. So BTCC nodes are at 13,500 value, $27,000 value, and $54,000 value. Three categories of nodes. Each node have its different functionality, but for us, we don't need to get into to technical details. It is all at the back end. All we need to do is subscribe to this nodes packages. And the benefit is all variants of the nodes offer 182% of APY, and the rewards are in BTCC. So let us understand this nodal rewards as well. So just I'm making it simple for you to understand. So with $54,000 value of a node package, you get approximately 54 BTCC every month. What is the calculation? We have explained this in yesterday's the day before yesterday's Thursday's live Q&A session.
Did we? Missed that. All right, it's 9 o'clock here in New
$27,000
Zealand, so there's bound to
no
be other Zoom
subscription,
meetings open,
you get
hopefully, and we can change flavour.
27
But I am actually waiting
BTCC
for the question
every
and
month.
answer part, which is always quite
And
exciting.
with
But obviously
$13,500,
nothing yet. He's
you
still
get
talking on about how
13.5,
much money you're going to
approx
make from a fake system
13.5
that's never going to eventuate.
BTCC
It's pretty cool.
every month. So this is valid like until the supply is 50 BTCC every 10 minutes until the first halving.
I've just formatted my old Mac. That's what I'm working on in the background
After the
here.
first halving, this supply will also reduce.
Quite exciting.
If this supply reduces, then
Another
this
watch
supply
strap
will also
sold.
reduce. So 54 will become 27, 27 will become 13.5, 13.5 will become 6.3135 or something like that. All right. But the benefit is
there's no meetings on.
Just a
I picked the
one-time
wrong day,
investment,
haven't I?
and you will be getting this. I mean, not this, but BTCC for like
300 years.
Because of course the blockchain.
Yeah, but you'll never be able to withdraw it. There's a slight
until the blockchain is functional.
problem.
So once in a
You'll be stuck in
lifetime
space with this one, guys. Just saying.
subscription, and you get rewards, nodal rewards.
You do not get rewards. You get nothing.
As long as the blockchain is
To give you an idea what I'm
functional,
doing in the background
Let's say
here, guys,
live.
I'm just going to flip
Okay.
somehow.
And the major benefit is if the
Uh,
value of
oh, no.
BTCC it appreciates, you claim more benefits, not just limited to 182%
Not just
APY.
limited.
So this is how everything has been organized. This is how everything has been designed, and this is like an opportunity which is limited and
Like an
rare.
opportunity?
So
What is an opportunity?
participate in BTCC mining through miners, through node subscription, and make the most of it. So tonight's presentation or this training would give you to help you understand Bitcoin. And
Yeah, do you need
if
understanding, guys?
you are in true sense able to understand
There we
Bitcoin,
go.
then BTCC would appear to be one of the most not lucrative, but one of the most benefiting opportunity for you to participate. And this 4 years, from 2023 to
Because it's historical. You're
2027,
just
before
going to
the
be living
first
the
halving,
dream.
these 4 years are very important because
Share screen.
that's the only time when you will have the highest supply of BTCC. After every halving, the supply will reduce to low value, but
just
it will of
wanted to-
course appreciate the value of BTCC as well. So
Won't
it
work.
is very, very important for everybody
Very, very
to
important.
claim BTCC. It is you can start with even $50.
So this is
So make sure that you
this
do
is what I
that.
do, right? So
And
everyone
how
that's
do
in
you
the Zoom
benefit
meeting at the
from
moment, I've got all
mining
their
and
names.
everything?
Put a document over
Let me
here.
give you.
I give it a date of the 23rd 04 2025. Put it there. I drop all the names of all
So
the
this is
people
the
that are in this
mining
meeting right now.
dashboard
And then if I go to the
of
top here,
BTCC.
put it at the top.
You can plug in
And
your
if I want to,
NFTs, and
that
you
means
can
when I search for
claim.
people's names are there. But look how many names I've got of all the meetings that they've had in the past. Well, that's not a very good one. But if you look at these usernames and passwords, some of these bigger meetings I've got, see all the names. So that means we can search for people and find them when we need to. So now he's getting into the good stuff. So we'll just go back and go back
here
to
you can
the
see
secondary
this
display.
is the dashboard.
There he is.
The
Hello,
21 million
TRASHIT.
supply is locked. So far, this is the circulating supply. That means from 2023, this many BTCC are already in supply from 21 million, and the 24-hour volume, then the circulating market
What's a
cap
volume?
based on the value of BTCC, and the countdown to next halving. 923 days, 24 hours are left for the next halving. So let us calculate this. Let us
Oh, let's go to Google. Wonder what he's been in his Google
calculate
calculator.
days between two dates. So calculate duration.
Shopping.
Let us put
Wonder if he's
today
still got
here,
he had in his
and
browser tabs.
the
he actually had another Ponzi scheme.
923
Has he
days.
still got that? So he's just working out how much money you're going to make if this is real, to remove the doubt in your brain that it's real. Isn't that funny? Funny. Disavow.
I don't think so. It will take 923. Let's see.
You'll be dead. But generational wealth, you're worried about building your future? Or do you want to spend the money now? Because you'll never be able to withdraw it. That's the real weird thing about it all.
So the first halving date can be something around 2nd October 2027.
Okay.
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 So after this, the supply will reduce to 25 BTCC every 10 minutes. Right now, it's 50 BTCC every 10 minutes. Now you can have your miners plugged into the blockchain.
You certainly
and
can.
You claim BTCC from the daily supply. So this is the claim from the daily supply, right? But there is a cost of mining involved with this, because with institutional mining of Bitcoin also, there is the electricity cost, there is the processor cost, there is the daily wear and tear, hardware, and internet charges. So year two, depending on the hash power and the biofuel consumption of each NFT, you are incurred biofuel consumption charges. So this is like your asset. This is what you have claimed from the daily supply, but it is still on this DApp. It is not available to you. It will be available when you pay this biofuel charges. And as you pay this biofuel charges, it goes to liquidity.
Oh. Carry on.
And if anything adds to the liquidity, it appreciates the value of coin.
Oh my God, really?
Right.
I didn't know this.
So, if you go to this, just a second.
It's boring, boring.
Scan.bitcoincode.technology.
Oh yes, use the big cloudy names.
And
oh,
you
there's
have
your
this. This is the
simulation.
explorer of our blockchain, right? If you go to BTCC, you will find this is the smart contract where 21 million BTCCs are logged, of which 20.2 million are left. This will come into supply in across like 139 years, 138 years maybe. So this is, we say that blockchain never lies. These are all the this is the entire records here, and these are all logged on the blockchain. This is all smart contract, and somewhere you can see there are these are wallets, and many this is a wallet, this is a wallet, this is a wallet. You can see people have already started accumulating BTCCs, because this is, if you know of Bitcoin, how Bitcoin millionaires and billionaires, they became millionaire and billionaires. So this is another opportunity for everybody to claim BTCC and have the esteemed financial freedom what you are expecting from participating early in this trend of technology. All right, so that will be all from the presentation side and training side, and thank you so much for joining this call.
Hey, Flap Panzer, nice to see you here, mate. Not very exciting though. Hopefully we're going to get some questions, and I'll give him a ring because I like distracting him.
You there?
There we go. Pick up the phone. He'll think it's Grace ringing him. Hear his phone ringing? There's that cricket in the background.
All right, no problem. So anybody, if you have any question related to the topic, we will
Here we go,
take
the
a
good
couple
stuff.
of questions, and after that we will conclude the session. For your questions
You put everyone to sleep, mate. That's the problem.
Hand should be raised, and your camera is expected to be on.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
So anybody have any question?
No, everyone fell asleep, mate. The whole 82
So,
people, we even lost
Trashit,
10%. That was wonderful. That was
Yes,
you
amazing.
said that this might be the best training ever. And I think that is a foregone conclusion that this
yes.
is the best training. As you see the relationship between
Carol.
BTCC
Here we go.
and
Carol.
Bitcoin, as Trashit is able to transition
Here
and
we go.
relate
Give him a
those
curly
two
question.
so precisely. Carol has a question. Carol, can you turn on your
Oh my God. Carol, let's ring her up.
and
I've got a phone
please
number.
go ahead and unmute and ask your question.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, here
Hello,
we go. Let's
Grace.
ring her up.
Hello, Trashit.
Hi.
Trashit,
Yes, ma'am.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I don't have a question yet because to replay this, because you really talk fast. But I have a question after I would have listened to it again. But I will tell you this, and this is my opinion. This is brilliant.
So I'm ringing her, and that's why she's going out of sound.
What I think is that you make this crypto world that is highly technical a little
See, every time she talks.
stand. And
sorry
from
to interrupt you, Miss Carol, but you're going in and out.
That's
so
because of
is there
me.
any way that you can steady that so we can hear you clearly and steady?
Yeah, a phone call keeps coming in and I keep turning it off. I think that's the problem, but I'm sorry about that.
Okay, not a problem. Understood.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
And just to finish my thoughts,
Here we go.
you know, in college, for example, if you're an accounting
Here we
major
go.
like some of us, they start you with fundamentals. It's called. They start you with fundamentals, and then you
Here
go
we go.
to advanced classes and you graduate.
I've got everyone's phone number.
This will be a fundamental class for
Here we
anyone
go.
who comes into crypto. Because the truth is that some people in our age group are intimidated by crypto because of its. Okay. So anyway, in summary, this is brilliant, and this should be handed over to crypto for the first time. Thank you so much, Trashit. I mean, you always impress us. Thank you. God bless you for this training.
Okay.
I love
Thank you. Thank you, Carol. Thank you so much.
Okay, that was what
You're
that
an
was
idiot,
great.
Carol.
Sorry that it kept going in and out, so we couldn't capture all of it.
That was Danny
but I
de Hek,
believe
Carol,
that
ringing
you
you.
wanted to impress upon the fact that this was such great training. It is foundational, it is building block, it's the basics, and Trashit was able to
So ringing her
clarify
now.
and get to and
So
to
now
be
we're going
able
to
to
ring
go
up
ahead and
Grace.
convey that,
Let's
right?
see what
Carol?
happens with Grace.
Excellent, excellent.
So we'll ring up Grace.
Anyone else?
No one cares anymore.
Anyone else?
Now I'm ringing
wish
up
you?
Gracie.
Sabine, please go ahead.
Your phone's
and
ringing, Grace, is it?
Unmute yourself. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
She's going to pick
Yes,
up
good
the phone.
evening, Trashit, and good evening, Grace.
Hey.
I struggle in understanding the hash power and the yield for the year 182.
Let's see
And
if
I
we
can't
can.
understand
She always
the
struggles, this lady. She looks like she's
difference
on heroin of some sort.
with the 3
I
minus.
don't know if I've got her phone number. I'll have a
The
look.
50, the GT1, the 50,
This lady
the
is like
500
whacked.
and the 5,000.
Sabine.
It is just making more in the same time.
No, I
right?
don't have her.
What is making more?
Each miner.
Yeah.
It is, they produce in every 10 minutes 50
So, Sabine, it is like, you know, like let us have a water bottle. You know, if we have a water bottle, like 1 liter water bottle, and right now in the Zoom there are 80 participants. So this 1 liter will be distributed amongst. If we distribute equally, it will be distributed amongst these 80 participants equally. right? But we are at different locations, we have different expertise, we have different skill sets, so that can be presumed as hash power. So anybody who would be having more hash power, they would the distribution is same, the supply is same 1 liter, but anybody who would be having more hash power, they will be getting more from this daily supply. So let's say, like, if we have like uh, 3 people, one of them is an expert, one of them in average, and one is like mediocre. So if 100% is to be distributed, so obviously it will be like 70% would go to the expert, 20% will go to
That was fun.
average,
What have we
and
got?
then the
Recognize your
10% to the
name must
following.
be
So hash powers are
Brazil
like
and it lives.
the rate at which you claim from the daily supply. So
What are you trying to say
to
there?
claim more from the supply, you need to have more hash power. And how can you increase your hash power? By adding more NFTs or buying high hash power NFTs. So hash power is clear to you, right? So depending on your hash power, you claim from the daily supply. And as everybody get involved with this mining, the claim, they become more competent. Okay, so it's like inflation, you cannot escape it. But with multiple sources of income, you can, average it. So as more and more people will get involved with this mining, the claims to the daily supply will be lesser and lesser, but you can increase your share by increasing your hash power. So that is how hash power works. Now, B fuel consumption. So associated with every NFT, there is a cost of mining. You don't claim BTCC for free, because if you would have been mining Bitcoin, right, you would be incurring electricity charges, internet charges, the wear and tear, the maintenance, right, of the mining. That all contributes to the cost of mining.
They're just
In a similar manner, what
continuously
Chavez has
pushing
brilliantly designed
scams, and
is
no
he
one's
has
asking for
introduced a
proof
energy
of
quotient. That's
validity.
what we call B fuel, right? So associated with each NFT, there is a consumption of B fuel. So if the hash power is more,
Where does the money for B fuel go?
B fuel that the NFT will charge will be more. If the hash power is
Right.
less B fuel cost will be incurred to you. So, this is how everything has been organized. And
Right.
anybody who would like to claim from the daily supply, I mean, they claim from the daily supply, but they cannot take it out. To take it out, to be able to share, to be able to transfer, to be able to use BTCC, they need to pay the cost of mining, that is in B fuel. And when they pay the cost in B fuel, that all goes to the liquidity. It ends up to the liquidity. Right? So that's how sometimes when there are people who have been organizing this harvesting events, and they all together they get into this harvesting event, they pay the B fuel cost, they harvest BTCC, and that's why sometimes we see the spike in the value of BTCC. Right. This is how the value of BTCC will increase if everybody starts harvesting. Approx 80% of Bitcoin code which has been in a way got into supply, it is still logged in this DApp. People have not yet harvested. If this 80% of BTCC, if people harvest, the price of BTCC will jump to approx $700 to $800.
Wow.
People are not harvesting. So it should be,
They're going to be rich.
it is responsibility of leaders to teach their community how to harvest. If we keep on harvesting at regular intervals, even with, like we have more than 150,000 of miners, more than that, I believe it should be something around 200,000. If all the miners, they start harvesting even with $100, so just imagine this
You got a lot of
$100 from
imagination here, don't you?
150,000
That's the
miners,
trick of it,
when
isn't
it gets into liquidity, it will appreciate the value of BTCC.
Right. It's really
So
that simple.
harvesting is very, very effective, and we all should, progressively contribute to the harvesting of BTCC.
Yes, as you give Shavas
Or
money.
else mining BTCC and it is just
build the wealth.
in the
they'll get the
DApp, it doesn't
commissions.
make any sense. Right.
No.
Right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sabina, I appreciate your question because sometimes we take it for granted that we understand exactly what hash power is.
Sabina's just
and,
like, she has to
the
stop
cost
taking
of
her
refuel
Ritalin
and
to
all
come in
that.
here.
So thank you for every once in a while refreshing that for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's true. No one can
Thank
go
you for a
back
great question.
to
Agnes,
their
are you
USDT. It's a
having
one-way
you're
street.
in twice? You're having I'm hoping that you'll be able to go ahead and unmute and ask your question. Go ahead.
Hi, Miss Grace. Hi, Trashit. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for all the help you guys are
Oh,
giving
it's
to the
been amazing. I
community.
just wonder if, can I withdraw my
I have
money?
a quick question about liquidity pool. I actually put my RAP BTC in liquidity pool,
Don't do that.
and I don't know how to check to look if it is in
Oh,
there.
it's no point. It's gone. Sorry.
What you're not able to get? I'm sorry, I did not understood your question.
She wants her money
I
back, mate.
deposit my RAP BTC in liquidity pool.
Yes.
And I don't know how to check it. It's been there for a while. I don't know how to go in and look at it.
So
Don't
have
need
you
to.
already put your BTCC into the liquidity pool, or you are trying to put?
No, I put it.
Oh, you
I don't know
silly
if
girl.
I did it right or I don't know. So I just want to
No,
go
you have
in
no
and
idea what
look
you're
at
doing,
how
do
it
you?
is.
Must be awkward.
So
I don't know how
when
to
you
get
go
in.
to the liquidity pool section, right under the interface, you will see your liquidity pool. Have you scrolled down? Have you checked when you
No.
connect the right wallet?
No, I wouldn't have asked into the computer, to be honest. I have no
So,
idea what I'm doing.
Do you want me to share my screen
I only
or
come here for the
just
cornflakes.
follow what you're saying?
You can share your screen.
Ooh, can you? This
Make
is where
sure
we
your
get...
MetaMask is logged in.
Ooh. Think about if you pay for miners, you get hash power. Then you pay for B fuel. Then you have your BTCC. Okay. Now you want to exchange your BTCC
Okay, I
to
should go to
USDT, and
MetaMask,
it's
right?
not possible. All this is bullshit. Good to see you, mate. Oh, we've
Yeah.
got a bit of a history there, haven't we, Mr. Flat
So what do I have to
Panzer?
do here?
You're doing good.
Go back.
go
Press that arrow key.
Press that arrow key. What are we going to see here? You reckon we're going to see a seed phrase or something like that?
So you can see your liquidity. Tap on that.
Tap on that.
You have added BTCC and USDT.
Oh, I have?
Yeah, but I also put RAP BTC there.
So
okay.
It's not there.
It's not there. It's not in my wallet. So where is it?
Yeah. You haven't added it. Sorry about that.
You can check on the blockchain.
Can you? Oh, that's good. The blockchain don't lie then. So she'll definitely
Stop
know she's
sharing your
lost her money.
screen right now. You can check on the blockchain.
Did I
Or
miss
maybe
something?
you can just drop your wallet address.
I'm setting up a new dropshipping shop. I'm not exactly
Personally.
watching today, and it's pretty boring.
I should drop my wallet address.
Do you want her to do that on the DYQ?
No, not the
DYQ?
DYQ. Just put it here. In
Direct
DM.
to you?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Agnes, in the chat, please go ahead and send your wallet address direct to TRASHIT.
Oh, okay. We're saved.
And you can take that call you can bring that on the Thursday call.
Yep.
On where?
You come back
Thursday live Q&A.
You come back Thursday. It's come back Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Thursday, 7 p.m. UK prime time.
Yeah. So what he's telling you is see you
Is there anything
next
else
Tuesday.
related to the training tonight?
Oh, so you want me to send the address or not?
You can send me the address.
It's not going to make any difference.
I'm going to send it right now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Agnes, what is just to be clear, you're sending the wallet address right now, and then you're going to follow up on Thursday night.
Yes.
Thursday night.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Very
thank
What's
you.
that
Thank you so
flower
much. Great
you have
question.
gone?
Edith,
Thank
Here
you.
please go ahead and
today, gone
unmute
tomorrow.
and
Ain't got
ask your
no
question.
money. She's a green screener. She might be me.
Hi, thank you for taking my question. I share this with people who
Why would you do that?
they do their own mining,
Okay.
and
They said it's crap.
the
This would be good.
discussion that we have is,
She's gonna-
well, I do mining. They use solar panels, and which it decreases the amount. And so they really asked me, or at least this one person asks me, well, where does, why is the consumption so high? And
Yeah.
what's the
Good
breakdown
question.
of where
They'll
is
gaslight you soon. Whoops. Hold it.
consumption
Oh,
monies going?
What have I done? 1
Towards
minute, please,
what?
caller.
What is the
back.
breakdown?
Yeah.
That's what I get asked.
Yeah. No answer to that. Yeah.
So
It goes into Chavez's back pocket.
anything that we harvest that goes to it adds to the liquidity.
Does
And
it
like I have
really?
explained how a value of a coin is created.
But why? It's the same.
If
It's the split
liquidity keeps on
identical of
increasing
BTCC of
and the supply
Bitcoin.
keeps on
They don't do
decreasing,
that.
the value of coin, it appreciates. So when usually people buy a coin, they are taking out from the supply and adding to the liquidity. So
Okay.
that's how the
You
value
buy
of the
that?
coin increases. And when people sell a coin, so they are taking out from the liquidity, they are adding to the supply.
See?
So that's how the value of coin will decrease.
Just like every
So
other
Edith,
token
you can give a
bullshit
simple
Putin thing you
example.
listen to.
If you have $1,000 in liquidity, and if you have $100 in coin, 100 coins, sorry, in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So each coin will be valued at $10, right?
Right.
Is it correct?
She's looking confused because it's a load of
So
bullshit.
when people buy this coin, right now the coin is at $10. When people
$10.
buy this coin at $10, they will add to the liquidity. Money will get to the liquidity, right? And the number of coins from 100, because now they are with people, with the person who has bought it. So that much will be off from the market, right?
Right.
So
Simple.
the coin in the market will be reduced in number and the liquidity will be increased. So that way the value of the coin will appreciate. In a similar manner, when we sell a coin, so we take, when you sell a coin, you get money in return, right? Where that money is coming from, it's coming from the liquidity against that coin, right? So
Right.
when you sell a coin, you are giving coins back to the supply and you are taking money from the liquidity. So liquidity will reduce, the supply, the number of coins in the supply will increase. And if the supply is more, liquidity is less value of a coin, right? So right now people are claiming from the daily supply. You can see on the DApp, you have claimed BDCC from the daily supply, but
Right.
you need to pay a cost of harvesting to claim that BTCC, right? When you pay the cost in B fuel, that B fuel adds to the liquidity.
Right. And is that normal?
Against BTCC.
Yeah, they said that
So
was a load of bullshit.
appreciate the value of BTCC. Now, why the cost of mining or the consumption rate is so high?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's so good for them.
Number of miners will keep on increasing, and
Yep.
they have increased so far from 1,500 to 150,000.
Yeah, but who sets the value?
Right? But has the supply increased?
Supply and demand.
Supply has not increased. Supply is 50 BTCC every 10 minutes.
Okay.
Right?
Oh,
So
you've
just
got me there.
imagine now, if there are 74
As Chavez
participants
says,
in
I have
this
zero
Zoom,
knowledge of how the blockchain
and
works.
if we are to distribute 74 coins to each and everybody, how many coins
Now, this is
each
where the
will
lady
get?
says, I'm a professor
Everybody
at the
will get a
university and
single
I
coin,
teach
right?
cryptonomics.
What if the number of
So
participants,
if he keeps talking to her
they
enough, she's either
increase
has to agree with him or
to
finds it too complicated and shuts up.
maybe
That's exactly what's happening
148?
here.
So everybody will receive half a coin, right? What if the number of people increases to 740,
Yep.
then
So now
everybody
she's
will get
agreeing with him
even
because
a smaller share
he's lost her.
of that, of the
He
same
just keep
coins,
talking
because the
bullshit.
supply is
And now
fixed.
she's nodding like she understands
Right.
something. I'm not
Now,
stupid.
do you remember
She's saying I'm
in
not
the
stupid, but I
times
have to
of
keep nodding that I
lockdown,
don't understand what you're
the
saying.
value or the cost of daily supply, it increased. Even basic necessity like milk and bread, even that increased in value at the time of lockdown. Why? Because the supply was cut off and the demand was more, right? So
Right.
in a similar manner, year two, everything has been arranged in such a manner that the supply will be lesser and lesser, but the demand will be more and more.
Yeah. That's
Right?
what's going to happen because
So
he's got a crystal ball.
when same number of people are claiming a limited supply, obviously the rate of consumption, the charges are definitely will be more for everybody. And will this be ever reduced? It will get down? No, it will keep on increasing because the number of miners, they will keep on adding to this claim every day. So can you stop inflation? You cannot
Oh my
stop
God.
inflation.
Now you go back to real world stuff.
But what you can do is you can have multiple sources of income to beat that inflation. You can do smart investing to beat that inflation. In a
Bullshit
similar
on
manner, you
bullshit.
cannot, the consumption of the biofuel or the cost of harvesting will keep on increasing. The more you delay in mining, starting your mining, more this cost of harvesting will be to you.
Right. You got that?
So start as early as possible. Keep increasing your hash power, right? And if possible, then keep on harvesting at regular interval.
So
This
read
is
the
how
message across the top of the screen, ladies
stay
and gentlemen.
competent with this
I don't know a
increased
hell of a lot
cost
about
of
Bitcoin, to be honest,
harvesting.
but the people in the chat
You
room do.
probably have covered it and I probably missed it.
Yeah.
But it would be good if we hear harvest, 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 but I don't remember or I don't know.
It was too expensive, that's why.
A video.
It was costing
that I
$100
can
to
go
harvest a
to
$60
that
token that you could have bought on the
teaches
secondary market if you really had to have one at one point.
strategy of harvesting.
This was
Keep
just
talking to
a foundation session. It was just the basics that we have covered today. Next session on BTCC will be technical, in which we will explain everything.
Okay.
Like how do you get to this
Peer
cost
to
of
pay pool
harvesting?
concept,
What is
yep.
biofuel?
And that's
how
why
it is
they've
calculated?
come up with
How
peer-to-peer
can you calculate how much
transactions where
BTCC
if
you
you
are
find some
claiming
idiot
every day?
wanting in as you're
That all
wanting out.
technical stuff we will take in the next session on BTCC.
Yeah, there you go. Get rid of that, lady.
I'll look forward to that. Thank you.
Good on you for trying to ask a
All
decent
right.
question there, Ms. Kim.
Trashit, that sounds like, it looks like that will be the last question.
Yes.
And we can go ahead and be able to conclude.
Well, let's bring up Trash It one more time.
Fantastic.
We can conclude.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is DYQ, there are forms in the chat. That's once
Where is
DYQ,
it?
drop your question here. So if you were a little shy or did not know how to formulate your question, use this opportunity to fill out that form. Grab that form now and be able to formulate your question. Please be as
Ringing up
specific
Trash
as
It. Here's phone
possible
ringing.
to give an idea of what you're referring to. Is it concerning BTCC? Is it concerning the code 20 decentralized application? Is it concerning WAAS? Is it MetaMask? Be specific as possible with your questions. And those questions are followed up on Thursdays. They will be reviewed. If they're not answered
So you've got
directly
a
to you, they
Google
will be
form. You
reviewed
can ask
on
your question.
Thursday Q&A.
And then they promise you one day
at 7 p.m.
they
UK
will
prime time. The other thing that is so important in our goal and quest to make sure that these trainings and these sessions and every event is meaningful to you.
Grace again,
is your
Where is
feedback.
she? There she is. They
So
said, watch
in
out,
that
look at her phone.
feedback, consider, for instance, today, what is it that you grabbed out of what TRASHIT has gone over
That
today?
he's a
What is
scammer?
it that hit you that maybe you heard before, but you understood better today? And what is it that you kind of missed and would like to hear more
So you can
about?
submit your
So
questions.
don't have to be mean, don't have to be cruel, but you can be critical. And we appreciate your critical feedback so that these training sessions, all of the sessions, will be more meaningful to you. And you're the only one who can provide that information. Please, your feedback is welcomed and will be reviewed. TRASHIT, you
Reviewed.
have provided masterful training. Thank
Has
you
he?
so much for the time that
Copy.
you take, the research that you do,
So
and the
this is what I'm about
preparation
to show you
that
is
you
even worse than I've ever
do in
seen.
order to be able to bring BTCC or anything and everything else topic that you teach to life for us. So if there are no other questions, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time.
I'll
And
put my hand up.
remember, this is not only for you, but also for the rest of your team.
See what
So
happens.
make sure that in the future, you bring the rest of your team with you to be able to understand.
I have a question.
Okay, so Edith, those people are asking you questions, have them come along so that they can hear the answers directly from TRASHIT.
Here we go. So I got removed. So as soon as you put your hand up, they know that it's all rigged anyway, this stuff. It's really funny. So that's a bit of a laugh. Alrighty. So the only thing I can really share with you now, guys, is I will get this screen onto another screen. Something's not going the way it should, but I'll just flip back onto Google. Boom. All right. So what they are asking people to do, which is just ridiculous, is you can drop your question into a Google form. Have you ever seen anything so ridiculous as to telling people to go to a Google form to ask you questions because you're too shy to formulate your question? And then you come through here and you can see, you put your name, your country, what you want to ask about. So these are all the programs they've got that are false. Your question, request, or feedback, and your answer to that question. And then once they've got all those together, then they put it into a, what do you call it, a Excel sheet. They put the timestamp. So the last one was on the 13th. Now, remember, this company has actually got, just to put this in perspective, this company claims that they've got 250,000 active users and they've sold over 1 million products within their ecosystem. And you can see that on the 13th, 10 days ago, was the last time that someone actually answered that question. And to be honest, look at this here. They've actually got people's names on a public form where you can see everyone's names. So it's absolutely ridiculous that they've actually done this. So I have now, everyone that's got a problem, I could go through here and look at their username and they've got this publicly. This is security 101. Not only that, the country's involved as well. And these are the questions that have been asked and answered. And this is just absolutely shocking. So what I really want to do is probably save this somehow. So this is a Google Doc. So I don't even know how to go about saving this page that we're in as a Google document. Save as. Downloads. What can we save that as? A web page, HTML only, a single file. So web page. I'm just going to have a look and see what we can do with this because I think this is actually a major breach of security. So I've saved that as a HTML page. And I'm pretty sure that if I got this page that we're looking at and went to ChatGPT and just dragged that HTML page and asked it, could you please put that information into an Excel sheet? And let's see what it does. But my point is that that's, to me, a massive, can I come on stage and tell you? Yeah, sure, mate. So I'll just give you the link. Sorry, I didn't see that earlier on. So there you go. So now we've got all those questions theoretically in an Excel sheet. So let's have a look. I'll just open that up. Just pop in here wherever you like, mate. Excel sheet. Ugh. So let's have a look and see what happened when I put that in an Excel sheet, because I'm pretty sure I can drag that into. Oh, I can't. I just want to see. Open with numbers. Continue. Haven't opened up numbers before. Isn't it funny how you don't use numbers and pages and words and the like? Okay, so I'm just going to put this Excel sheet. Alrighty, and now I'm going to share this with you guys. So share screen, comma, Google Chrome, numbers it's called in mine. So that's the sheet, unnamed. So we've got names, countries, but isn't that just absolute? I'm actually amazed that they've actually done something like that. So look, here's the questions. And more importantly, we've got all the names of all the people. Am I going to do that? Is it going to let me do that? Yeah, so here's the names of the people, the countries, and the programs that they've got problems with, and the date. So it's just ridiculous. Right, I'll just get you in here, mate. All right, so now we've got Flat Panzer, who's been a member of my channel or hanging around here for quite a long time, and he's going to pop up on stage and give us his 2 cents worth, really. How you go, mate? Did that entertain you?
Okay, so I got something that you have to hear. So, what I understood from that last meeting was very, very interesting. BTCC has no value whatsoever. It's the B fuel that's giving the value into the thing. So you're paying for the system twice. So what he was explaining was you actually have to pay 2 times, and every time somebody puts money in, when somebody wants to harvest, they're getting that money. That's how they're creating liquidity for their pool, because you're putting the money in. So not only are you buying the hash power project in quotation, and then you're actually paying for the liquidity. But if that's the case, then you're paying for the same product twice. And
Right.
then you turn around and grab this BTCC, which is a closed blockchain, and there's no way to exchange it for any other coin except going through another person who wants to buy this coin for whatever reason, and they
Yeah.
give you the USDT for the BTCC.
Mm.
That's not legal.
So there's
There's
a
a
peer-to-peer
reason.
connection, isn't it?
But you can't do peer-to-peer in that way. You have to, if you're going to do peer-to-peer, you have to go through a centralized exchange, because otherwise you can be caught for money laundering.
Right.
Like, for instance, as an example, Danny, I can't say you're going to give me New Zealand dollars equal to USDT. I can't grab the US New Zealand dollars from you and then turn around and give you USDT. If I do that, I can be subject to money laundering, because I don't know where you got that money from.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they want those people to do. They're nuts.
Yeah.
It's
But
kind
they
of the
wouldn't.
reason why you have to go through an exchange to do that, because the exchanges already have the certificates to be able to do what you're just asking.
Right. So, Eve, I don't follow that, but I do understand what you're saying, and that's kind of incredible. And I think people have gone past the law. They don't seem to care anymore. They just do whatever they do that thinks is going to be good for their future, and don't question these clowns.
They don't question it because they don't understand.
Mm.
They just, somebody brought them into this particular system. They don't understand the laws. They don't understand what Ponzi is, and it's not until they get in trouble and they get arrested themselves for running or being part of a Ponzi that then they really fully understand what the word Ponzi really means.
Yeah.
They're being naive.
Yeah. Oh, look, I've sat here and had these conversations with my knowledge face to face with people, and they just don't care. They just keep saying, "Oh, Shava said, oh, you've got to have belief, don't be negative," and all that sort of stuff just keeps coming up all the time. I mean,
Right,
what?
but like you're showing the BTC right now has a value of 156. It's not
Which is,
true. The
oh, I know that because I've been asking
there's
him to give proof of liquidity for a long time. He's got no proof that that money's actually there.
it doesn't matter if it exists or doesn't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The liquidity is the B fuel.
Right.
Because you harvest the BTCC out of your account with the and you're giving liquidity, being that it's B fuel money that you're giving into the system. Then you receive this wonderful BTCC coin that is absolutely worthless in my opinion because you can't exchange it to USDT. And I wrote this on your chat saying, can you imagine if they would have put an exchange between BTCC and USDT? The coin value of BTCC would go to zero. Because
Yeah.
every single person that's inside the system would literally go and sell their BTCC coins because they want their USDT back.
We've got videos of Chavis stating that he will never, ever make that happen. And he said exactly what you just said, because as soon as I open this up to the market, everyone will get out and it will be worthless. And he's worthless now because you can't do that. And all these platforms that you invest in on Binance or crypto.com or anything you buy in a token or a crypto, the thing is you can get your money out at any time. Even if it crashes, you can still get your money out. This, you get
At the
nothing out.
value of that coin as it is at the time. It's not like you can get your money out. If let's say Bitcoin crashes, then you're only going to get whatever the coin value is at that time. You're not going to get the original money back, right?
If Bitcoin crashed now, it would not affect this at all because it's just monopoly. It's just a figure on a computer. It's nothing.
Right.
It's not. No one. The worth of this is in your head. You know, it's what they think. They think they're chuffed and they're sitting here on a bunch of nice warm stuff, and they're not. It's just a pile of shit. And I mean, we've watched them build this for nothing. Even the graphs are stupid. I mean, they
No,
don't
they
make any
didn't build it
sense.
for nothing. That's an incorrect statement.
Well, to scam
The
people,
reason
get
I
money
say
in.
it's an incorrect statement is because they built this to take people's money.
Hmm.
Has no intention of ever giving any of these people their money back. The
Yeah.
intention was you to put money in and never be able to get it out, and all have a illusion that you're going to make money with this.
Yeah. And it's at the top of the Christmas tree. So that's the BCC product. You've got Liquid Pay that had to rebrand from 9Pay
I
because
know, I've been
Bloomberg.
watching.
And then you've got Dodo Pay, which is a ripoff of another company that does absolutely nothing. It's actually literally giving you advice on how to trade on yesterday's newspaper with the results it's giving. He released it when crypto was going crazy just before Donald Trump looked at it. So when you look at the stupid website, and if you wanted to buy this product, you could get a discount using your BTCs, but you still had to use fresh USDT to purchase the product, which is, and
Well,
then
I mean, at least it gives BTCC a kind of a purpose. You're buying another product, which is another useless product. It's useless after useless.
and this is literally yesterday's newspaper trading. So these are trade results that theoretically were good yesterday, and because it was good yesterday, it's going to be good today. You could go
Yeah,
and
right.
buy these tokens yourself without having to give them any money or pay 1% or whatever they charge to get these. So if you could see that link went up 2.4 yesterday, then you can literally go buy a link on any exchange without having to use this stupid software. And this was meant to be a gift to the community, and but when he launched it, all the crypto was going off. So you'd get all these great results to look like it's doing something, and people who understood nothing wouldn't even understand what this meant. But
Well,
here,
just out of curiosity, have you did the back end to see like you did with Boomerang, to see is this information actually factual, or is it like numbers that's made up?
yeah, it's too complicated, that one, but it's not actually. It's just stupid data from anywhere. They've got cleverer and cleverer with hiding their shit. But with Boomerang, yeah, that was totally like, what really got me yesterday was what I was doing this blog with this morning, is Chavez had this live stream that he did, and in the live stream he was explaining why the first version of Bitcoin, boomerang didn't work, and the problems that they were trying to overcome. And he's talking like it was a close but no cigar finish in the first attempt. But the first attempt, nothing. There was no arbitrage trading, absolutely nothing. The whole lot was rigged, smoke and mirrors. And the Avengers, myself, we all tore it apart. And now he's coming out explaining why it failed and why they couldn't quite get to their finish. And now he's going to launch version 2 of it. And it was meant to be launched yesterday, Friday, my Friday. And now they're going to launch it on Wednesday. And sure enough, on Wednesday, we'll go through this PDF again, and then they'll give us another date. They just string people along.
But they want the money up front.
Well, at the moment he says it's free, but last time he said it was free. You could use it, but you couldn't put any money and get any money out, of course. Like Aave flash loans. I think you could have $1 million Aave flash loan, and people thinking, oh, I'll pay this $500. I'll go get $500,000 worth of Aave and then go do some arbitrage trading. But the more money you put on the table to do a fake arbitrage trading license, the less percentage you'd get. So then they told people to do it in $10, $20, $50 lots. And
I remember. I was watching your streams.
You'd get $1 if you're lucky. But they were feeding you back $500. Then they all of a sudden they were overloaded. So then they told everyone they were limiting everyone except the leaders to 1 trade a day. And the most I think I ever saw just one before was 68 cents. And that was TRASHIT doing a trade, and he got paid 68 cents. Yvonne Henry was doing 100 trades a day to get anything from $6 to $30. And she'll sit here and
do you remember that that meeting, that secret meeting? I loved it, that video that you recorded, that they were gonna scam the company out, that they figured out some bot that they were gonna do. Whatever happened with that?
I can't remember that one actually. I've got other videos which I can't talk about.
Video that you recorded that they were gonna they figured out a way to make a bot out of their bot, because everything was manual at the time. They figured out a way to do a bot, and they were gonna make millions of dollars on this bot because it was doing it automatic instead of them having to manually click the button. And it was Lucky, and it was TRASHIT, and it was, what was the other guy's name? I can't think of it. Not Grace. It was another Joe, I think it was his name. And they were talking in the back, and then they were saying how they were going to make millions of dollars with this platform because they figured out a bot that they could click on and it would do it automatically. And it was hilarious. There's like another guy who came on and says, I can predict what the bot's going to give me each and every time.
Oh, that's right. No, that was the funniest, Harry. And I've forgotten his name. It was John. We deemed him the best man in the world for asking those awkward questions. And he said he did 10 trades in a row. And then every single trade come up with the same results. And he's going, how is that possible? And then the next day, that was him asking Joe. And then the next day, he got Carl. And then he did the same thing to Carl. And then Carl said, oh, yeah, we've known about that. We've known that it does that. That's not
Doesn't that sound like red flags to anybody? I mean, I'm trading crypto on an exchange, and I'm trying to learn how to do that. I can never get the same profit each and every single time.
I know, but people, this is the thing that blows me away, is I don't get people actually, we expose this stuff and we get crickets. And I'm going, well, the 83 people that were in that meeting just before, there's meant to be 250,000. Did no one hear Chavez say he's got 250,000 active users? Where the hell are they?
I don't think that's real.
Well,
Not a real number.
real.
He's just making numbers up.
Even if 0.1% of people would still have 250 people in a meeting, but we should have 10% of the people who are actively engaged.
I think he's just lying.
Oh,
I think he's just lying. There's no 250,000 people. There's maybe 5 grand of people, and then a quarter of that is actually showing up, and a lot of people have just gone their different way and said, screw it, this is not real, and they've just taken the loss and said, screw it, I'm not going to be in crypto.
There could be another thing there could be another thing. Like, we have seen transactions coming in. This could be money laundering platform, and let's pretend we've got a business on top of it. We don't really know, but when we was watching them selling these boomerang licenses, we was watching them being bought every second, and it just didn't make sense. I've been to seminars lately where we watch. They had $22 million being laundered onto crypto. They go to the money changers, and they get $1 million. These what they call Smurfs. They get $1 million bag, and then they
Yeah.
spend their day trying to get it into crypto,
Mm-hmm.
and then they follow all the crypto to the end, and it sits there. And this was in Australia, and no one's doing anything with the crypto. And what are they going to use this money on? So if they don't spend the money, they can't track the money, and they can't figure out who's got control of it. But they just see stockpiles of cryptos in these wallets. So it's really interesting.
Well, the thing is that the money has already been, like, they've already deemed that particular money that they have stored in that particular wallet as dirty. So they won't move the money out of that particular wallet, but they've already exchanged it out for fiat currency.
Yeah.
That's what they literally have done. And so that money will never be moved out of that particular wallet because they've deemed it dirty, and they've already exchanged it out to regular fiat currency already.
They were putting that
it'll
money
never
in
move.
though. They were
Huh?
putting fiat currency cash, folding money into crypto.
Right. Exactly that's how they do it.
Yeah. And it was just
That's
breathtaking.
exactly what BTCC is doing.
Yeah.
It's the same concept.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Because they showed us 3 cartel networks that they were monitoring, and these were like celebrity people who were in these cartel networks. And there was one guy that was on one of those reality TV programs that was broadcasted all over Dubai, and he was one of the head cartel guys. And they said, this is his wallet, this is what he's doing. And we were looking at stuff with the special agents that they have in America, the IRS. And they were speaking at this seminar, and they were showing us what these guys were doing with the money, and they were monitoring them, but they couldn't, now what they're saying is we want to monitor where they spend the money. So when they buy a new Ferrari or whatever it is, if they do spend it, then they want to track where that money came from, that they paid for that
They're
asset
not
with.
going to be able to, and I'll explain why. What they do is, like I said, is they're moving the money directly into a wallet. It's like a burn wallet is
Yeah.
what they call it. And they'll move the money into a burn wallet and say, hey, okay, you can have this burn wallet. You just can't move the money out of the wallet ever. And we'll give you the money in cash, in real money, cash. And there's you just give us the real money cash, and then you can take the car.
Right.
And so the money will never be moved out. So you'll be like, okay, so the money is locked up. We'll just monitor this thing, but that person can have the Ferrari. And so you'll
Right.
never be able to figure it out.
So they're like, just use it as an asset swap.
Right. And then what they'll do is they'll say, like, the USDT that's sitting in this wallet, we can't move it out of this wallet, but it's worth, let's say, $1 million. There's $1 million worth of USDT in here. I'll give you this wallet. You can now have it so that I can have whatever item I want to purchase. They're not actually moving the crypto around. They're just moving that wallet and giving it from one person to the other of whatever it is in it.
It's criminal. It's a criminal network, isn't it?
Well, because they've literally done money laundering, and you can't touch that money because it's, like I said, it's dirty money at this point in time. Because as soon as you move the money out of that particular wallet, somebody's gonna know.
Yeah, and it was used for something. What was it used for? Perhaps or something like that.
You wouldn't know because it was done in cash.
Yeah, it's above my pay scale, mate. It's just all I know is people are sitting in these Zoom meetings who seem to not question these things, or where the money comes from, or where the worth is, or where the value stands. I mean, anyone in their right mind would know that if you can't put it back into fiat currency, what the fuck are you going to do with BTC? Nothing.
It's completely useless, and the idea of doing peer-to-peer, being a person-to-person exchange, that's technically illegal in every single country in the world because it's considered money laundering.
The funny thing is when people say, oh, well, you can't get your money out, they go, oh, did you know that Bitcoin, you couldn't get the money out for years either? So it's the same. And I'm going, well, not in the modern world. I don't think there's any decent
If I
currency.
want to buy a pair of glasses and it's not worth anything, but that's what I want to buy, that's fine. I can buy it, and I want to transfer it by giving it to you and stuff like that. That's fine. But sure, Bitcoin in the beginning didn't exist to be able to exchange out when it first got started. You're right, sure. But today we have rules and laws against that today. So you can't go back and say, well, we want to recreate what Bitcoin did the first time around. You don't get that choice anymore because there's been laws and rules that have been put in place so that you can't do that anymore.
That boat sailed.
And basically, yes, the
Yeah.
boat has sailed. You can't do it again. You got to come up with a whole new idea.
I know, but that lady that was asking all those questions did a good job answering those questions. But then they just keep talking until she glazes over, and she
Because it's
gets sick.
over her head. She doesn't understand cryptocurrency in general. She's
Hmm.
asking the question like she wants to learn.
Yeah.
And the person TRASHIT, I don't know this guy from a hole in the wall. I just know him from your channel, so to speak. But he basically was talking in circles. And in
Yeah.
reality, when he was talking at the end, if you actually caught it and maybe go back into your own video and watch it, you'll realize that the BTCC has no value whatsoever. The B fuel is the one that gives liquidity, and that is what you're doing to be able to exchange your BTC, to harvest out your BTCC out to get it into your, in quotation, MetaMask wallet, so that you have now BTCC, but you can't do anything with it.
That document, what do you think about that document? They've got everyone's names and questions and countries from, I mean, public. Did you
I mean,
see
you got to
that?
be dumb to put your information on the internet and do all that.
Yeah.
You're opening yourself up to scams and to you know, how many there's a lot of companies and you know, that prevent people from taking your information and using it on the dark web, so to speak. And now you're publicly giving it to somebody who you don't even know. So that's dumb.
I know. And yeah, and I think a lot of this is actually just grabbing people's KYC details. I know with the human
Right.
trafficking compounds, I reckon as soon as somebody gets their passport confiscated, they would be giving that your identity to somebody else in another country who's about to import themselves or immigrate to a new country. I reckon that's what they're doing with his details. So these KYC details, they'll be building up profiles ready to go. And as we often say, that
You
these
should ask these people, would you ever give your social security number to these people on the internet?
yeah, no. No.
But you're essentially doing the same thing. You're giving these people your personal details that they could do anything that they want with it now, and they could go into a different exchange as an example, because you have your ID and you have your personal information, and open a thing and do it all in your name, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. I know. Look at this. So I've put this document into ChatGPT, and I've asked it to write me a blog and highlight the red flags and summarize everything in it. I haven't actually read it; it's just writing it at the moment. But it will be interesting to see what it actually breaks that down to, because even ChatGPT can come up with simple, logical explanations for why this is a stupid, dangerous Ponzi scheme. You know, the more
Well,
it
like I said,
writes.
it's a Peter Pay Paul concept. This is a Ponzi scheme at like the bare basics, and you don't even have to be a a Danny de Hek to really kind of figure out that this is not real.
Yeah. No, it's just stupid. It just I don't know what it's done here with this here. So it's gone through question answer. Oh, it's given me all the answers. ChatGPT is freaking amazing sometimes, just with what it can spit back at you. I'm going to have
Just
a
be
bit of fun
careful.
with
At
that.
times, it can make mistakes, because it
Well, of
is.
course, yeah. When you're dyslexic, though, it's pretty cool because I can have a voice now. But I like it was interesting with the blog I did yesterday, because using ChatGPT as an example, when Jarvis was explaining in his video about why they failed with Boomerang 1. So I got the video that he was doing, got the transcript from it, put it into ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT started believing that Jarvis's explanations were genuine. So then I needed to get the script from the video that Rob and I did and said, this is the truth. But Jarvis is trying to tell people that the legitimate reasons why they failed, but they're all lies. So I said, don't you believe it, ChatGPT? Listen to the script of the video that Rob and I did, because that's the truth. And now you've got the scammer telling everyone a bunch of lies to gain back their trust, for the use of a better word. So eventually I wrote this blog 3 or 4 times trying to make sure that ChatGPT understood that Chavez wasn't a genius. He was a liar, and he's making up extreme lies with half-truths and false claims. And it wrote me a pretty good blog, because I don't write and read and write. But then when I read through it, I think, yep, that makes more sense than the first attempt. It's probably 95% pretty accurate. And that means I can get that out. So when people come along here and they go to Google and they search for boomerang, is it a scam? You can see that my content, regardless if I've got my facts 100% right, I still come up in the search results when people are searching for that question, boomerang 2, scam, or legit, I think, legit. Is it legit? And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. So if I click on that, I'm hoping that my content will come up when people are doing their own investigation. So first of all, you've got Money Smart Australia, which is like the FMA, doing the warning about boomerang. So how can a company get flagged by Money Smart in Australia as a Ponzi and then relaunch version 2 of the same thing? It's just ridiculous. And
Because
then
the people that are inside the system are telling them to ignore what is on the internet.
yeah, and don't listen to the propaganda, and they're scammers, or they're jealous, or they don't understand crypto. And I could just about rattle off everything. So here's the FMA in New Zealand. Like, how much information do you need? And Trustpilot, well, they're freaking idiots. They let them publish 200 reviews within 4 days, and then 10 reviews over the next 2 months. So, you can tell just with that they're all fudged. But that, then you got behind MOM, and you think, well, how much information do we need? For us to prove to people that this is fraudulent, but they're all deaf ears. It doesn't matter what I do or what I publish, or how soon I get this on the press. People, when they open this up and they tell everyone it was free, and then all of a sudden they've got a $500 license available for people to buy, they will be buying it like they're hot scones. And then when it all falls over, they're quite happy to wait months and months.
No, what they do is they rebrand it into something else, or they call it Boomerang 3.0, and we'll keep going to the .0's end.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest, funniest one was when they launched Boomerang, and they said it crashed the Polygon network. There was no spikes on the Polygon network. And
that was just hilarious.
And he admits that his script was only going to handle 20 transactions a minute. And he was quite impressed that his script that he wrote was handling 300 invisible transactions a minute. So he is up heaps. And then Polygon meant to have contacted him and said, oh, Chavez, can you imagine Polygon, a massive network who can do 64,000 transactions a second, ringing up Chavez, the scammer, and saying, can you please limit your $1,500 alleged amount of money people can make to one trade a day, and then people being able to make 20 to 60 cents a day. And then he kept enticing people in the Zoom meetings that he's going to open it up so they can do 2 trades a day. You could potentially get $1 a day of your $500 back. And then he's going to eventually, but you couldn't do 2 trades at the same time. You had to wait 8 hours apart. 12 hours apart. And then when he made it 4 trades a day, which he never got around to, even though he promised he was going to, you had to come on and log on and do a trade every 6 hours.
Right.
to get 60 cents.
I can't stay much longer, but my favorite was when you posted the video with him holding the computers because it rained in Dubai, and it was sinking.
Oh yeah, no, that was a scream, man. Because he said he waded into the server room to save the servers in Dubai when they flooded, and the server rooms were in India, so he went to the wrong country and waded into the wrong room. And I don't know about you guys, but I would not be walking around with a server when I'm wading up. He said up to here, which I don't know. That meant he said it was just crap, But we've had a lot of fun. But like, you go mental if you took this shit seriously. But that one there was one of the. We've had some fun. It's easy to take the piss. And you saw me in Bloomberg, obviously.
Yeah, I do watch all the videos. I just can't be online when you're streaming a lot of times because I'm working. So I do watch the videos while I'm not. You referenced me at one point in time and during the videos, like, where's Flackpacker? Where is he and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm actually watching. I just haven't had a chance to come online to talk with you.
Good on you, mate. No, I appreciate the support. And we've had some head banging with you also because we just. But I
But
mean,
he did admit it was a MEV-bot. If you go back
yeah.
into some of the videos, he admitted it was a MEV-bot, but they couldn't get it to work. Yeah, sure. After like all the MEV-bots went down all at once, then you're like, oh, yours can't work now, right?
Here's my video. Server
Yeah,
room flooded.
exactly.
Yeah, and it was just sick. You know, it was kind of like you know, when I think whereabouts was it? This is him. He's squirming like a
like this.
Yeah, so listen to
And
that.
we took our servers क्योंकि हमारे सारे servers physical हैं. And thank God जितना भी development progress था ये सारी चीजें cloud पे थी तो इनसे affect नहीं हुआ. But still we had to
You can't
move the
even look people in the
offices
eye.
and do all the stuff. उसकी वजह से कुछ ऐसा substantial delay नहीं आया, but still there was very you know, rough conditions in UAE that we faced together with the team.
I think the funny thing was when
move
he
the offices, development progress
back a bit.
took our servers.
Oh my God.
WAAS website 24 hours के लिए down थी. हमारे सारे servers basement में थे. So I went into water like this. And we took our servers क्योंकि हमारे सारे servers
I'm
physical
live.
हैं. And thank God जितना भी development
We're just watching Rob's just rung. I said we're just watching Shavis when he said he went into the server rooms of water up to here. Yeah, no, he got wet feet, didn't he? Poor little boy.
So now we'll see what kind of other excuses he's going to come up with when Boomerang 2.0 isn't going to work. And we need to. How are we going to extract more money out of the community?
Well, yeah. I mean, they obviously, I believe it's Hypertech Group that's behind it. I don't think it's Shavis and I don't think it's Sam Lee. I've always sort of maintained that. But I do believe there's a group of businessmen or Chinese mafia that sit there and go, you need to come up with a way to get more money out of them. You know, and then he comes up with, what we'll do is we'll come up with a strategy and I'll tell them this. They'll do it. They'll do it. They'll give us the money. You know, this is literally what we see happening, which is just ridiculous. It's quite
Well, I mean,
breathtaking.
it does take innovation to make those pictures and to make those things for the video, for the website, and to put it together. It does take time and energy to do, but you're doing it for the whole purpose. And this is what everybody should understand. You're doing it for the whole purpose is to scam you and everybody you know out of the money that you have, because you're never going to make money with this company, ever.
Yeah. And I would love if he does have even something simple like his development team. Why doesn't he get a camera and walk through and theoretically show people this team?
I mean, look at me. I'm camera
real.
shy too. I don't like being on camera, so that's not really I guess you could say an argument. I don't think there is a dev team in general.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if there was a dev team and they didn't want to be on camera,
what's their names?
Well, yeah, well, you could even just go through and film the back of them, or you could even keep it blurry. But there's no proof. There's no one, you know, like you could walk up to somebody and show what's on their computer screen, them working on some sort of, you know, something or rather. You don't have to have somebody on there as an interview and, you know, all this sort of shit.
I mean, they could basically take a picture of an office room and say that. Don't get me wrong. Don't give them any ideas, so to speak. But the concept that I have is, what are their names? Who are they? Who are these dev teams? Who do they work for? Who do they work for before they work for you?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's just all bullshit, mate. It's poos and wheeze. All right, mate. Well, I'm going to call it quits as well. But it's so nice to
I got to go
you,
too. So have a good one, and goodbye, everybody that's on your stream. Later.
Yep. Awesome, mate. Thank you very much. See you, dude. So that's Flat Panzer. We've had some amazing conversations with him and Rob as well, ironically. How can DAO be flagged and yet 100% of influencers are still pushing it? Yeah, no, that's a very good question. And just while we've got that information that you just mentioned there, is I wouldn't call them influencers. I'd actually have to call them bottom feeders. But we're talking about, if we go to these scams, we've got It's a wee bit hard if you haven't followed the DAO 1 is associated with a notorious gold scam. And if you go into the people here, these are people that are literally rampantly promoting the gold scam, as I call it. Now, this is all linked to GS Partners and Joseph Haidt, but if you click on Joseph Haidt, I don't even think I've got them all linked. No, I haven't. But if we go back to Ponzi schemes and scams and we go to DAO 1, I didn't even, until I did this video about it, we exposed this as obviously a Ponzi scheme and a scam. So I know most of the stuff is in my head. So let's just go back to Joseph. Here's Joseph. That's his thing. So I'm just going to put a link. So now we know Joseph is associated with those two scams. And then what I need to do is when I come to the founder of that scam, I now need to go into DAO. And when I've got founders, I now need to put that link in there. And now we've linked that to him. So government departments access this information. But now we've got the founder. And you can see in the Zoom meetings, we've got all the people that were in these Zoom meetings promoting DAO 1 and DAO 2. These are different meetings. So we've got the information, but it is actually breathtaking because if you come in here and you go to marketers, the only person I've seen marketing it is Lauren Cameron, who's out there with his family, traveling the world, claiming he's making $50,000 a month. And he reckons he's even got lives in a mansion which has its own gardener that comes along and makes some Devonshire teas and all this sort of carry on. It just gets ridiculous. But if you click on marketers, you'll see that he's associated with all these Australians. And it is absolutely frustrating to see these Australians. If you go to this random lady and you click on her Facebook, you'll see that she's blocked it. Then you come back to Instagram. And she's renamed her. Oh no, she's kept it live. And in here, they have all these posts which encourage you to reach out to them if you want to have a passive income. And then they'll have pictures of gold in here somewhere, which is encouraging you that if you don't sign up for what she's offering, you're going to miss out on an opportunity of a lifetime. The fear of missing out stuff. And if you go through all these profiles, there will be a picture in here. Here we go. So she's Odyssey. And there they are there. So here's all the gang together, and these are all serious scammers. So why can't they be stopped? We're working with it. We've got some really good contacts. We've just, here's gold coming out the sink. We've got some amazing stuff going down at the moment. The article in the Bloomberg has actually opened up some doors that I didn't know I had. And we're literally corresponding with some people in Washington, D.C., and they are putting together something to present to somebody, and they've asked us for certain information. Scare tactics, 9/11, why would you have that on your thing? Gold, real money, and this is just one lady in the scam who's associated with 44 other marketers that I've tracked and built profiles on. I've even rang up these people. There's a lady in here which I've corresponded with her boyfriend, and he says he believes it's a scam as well. And he said, I want to help you stop this stuff going on. But I need more information. I need rock solid evidence. They keep telling me this. And I go, I can't give you a rock solid evidence. You just need to use an IQ. But these are the photos that you'll see of these people sitting in front of $14 million worth of real gold, telling people that there's a safe behind them that they can't access because of security reasons. They've got safes all around the world. But trust us, bro. Download our app, buy some digital gold, and it's backed by the real gold in the vaults that we can't see. And that's really the truth of the matter. But you can see that these people travel around Australia in camper vans. They're called roaming free. And if you go to here, see now they're protecting the family by doing cartoon stuff. And they're just living the dream. As you can see, all these photos here of their wonderful dream and their pipe story, and people rush up to them and go, how do you maintain your lifestyle? And then they go, wow, let me tell you about the gold scam. But you can see here that we've been blocked. I don't have a Facebook account. They're renaming their Instagram pages so that we can't see them. But if you go and search for them, you'll find that they're still rampant. So now I search for Roman Free, and here we go. Is that them? Roman Free. Could be. No, probably not. But you get the idea is these guys are literally trying to hide on social media, but they're generating leads. There we go there. So you can see this one here. We've got videos. Something went wrong. Whatever. But anyway, I think I've done my dash today, guys. I think you've done really well by listening to me. Best viewers. I keep getting these people in... what do they call that thing? I forgot what it's called now. Twitch telling me that they can buy viewers for me. I have a list of promoters of Deo. Oh, do you? I know. I'm getting sort of sick of adding them all in, to be honest. It's just so time consuming. I've got 400 people. How many? I've got 400 people out there promoting Ponzi schemes and scams. I've got 115 different Ponzi schemes that I'm actively investigating. And I have 6 government agencies that have access to my information. I can see what they are looking at, which is great. But nothing's happening. And, and then I got myself in Bloomberg, and then I get a whole lot of other people reaching out to me, basically saying that they want to, use my data, use and abuse my data, and they're going to do this and they're going to do that, and they're going to do a report. And I'm going, I don't want a report. I'm sick of being the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff. I want you to go after people like Shavis Anwar. He's at the top of the cliff, throwing people off the cliff, taking people's, superannuations, life savings, even though he might say, don't invest money you appear to lose. He won't say that. So it just gets ridiculous and ridiculouser. Hey, look, I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you to everyone that joined in the chat room today. And also people who are watching the live now. You have to go find another video to watch. Would recommend watching the one I just did a couple of days ago. There's some real funny stuff that I've done. And my partner's just yelled out coffee here, so I got to go. All right, guys. I'm Danny de Hek, a.k.a. the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. I'm here to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. Stay safe out there, guys. See you in the next video.